down below. I'm joined today by my model sibling Sibo. Say hi, Sibo.
Hello.
That's Sibo. So we're gonna watch this. It's about hour and a half, give or take. And yeah, it's gonna be good. I hope everyone enjoys. All right, let's lock in. Let's lock in, baby boy. Let's do it. Here's another trigger warning for y'all in case the one in chat wasn't enough.
There we go.
That's not a warning, that's an incentive. Jester. Let me know if you need it turned up a little bit, but it's kind of loud already, I think.
Yeah, the volume's fine.
Ugh.
Oh.
Good start. Strong start.
Oh, yeah. I missed analog horror. Old school. Rough around the edges. And by every account...
Him saying, oh yeah, I thought was you saying, oh yeah, to that clown doll, which is why I laughed. I thought it was on the screen. I thought your voice just dropped and you went, oh yeah.
I think he has a deeper voice than me.
Yeah.
So deeper and crisper voice.
Disturbing.
Mm.
What if I told you there was a series out there that's recently stood out to me as one of the creepiest that I've ever covered on this channel? What if I told you that it's nearly neck and neck in quality with the revered Local 58 that we know all too well? And what if I told you that, tonight, we're going to be pressing through that very series while dissecting its secrets and piecing together its grim lore? Well, as you can tell by the title and length of this video, that's because we are. Enter the Walten Files, a show birthed on April 26th of 2020 by an online creator named Martin Walls. Inspired by the hit indie classic Five Nights at Freddy's, combined with a clear love for analog horror storytelling, Walls has crafted an insanely engrossing narrative surrounding 4 animatronics that were assembled for a burger restaurant named Bond's Burgers.
Ugh.
The place opened in 1974
They're so
and was known
off-putting
to host
already.
birthday parties, school events, and even animatronic concerts for the public.
Low poly animatronics are
known to host
always
these
kind of
things.
scarier.
Because due to a few specific incidents, Bond's Burgers is no longer open for business. You see, the Walten Files is structured through just 3 videos at the time of writing that each contain numerous tapes, jumping back and forth between the date Bond's Burgers first opened in 1974 and 8 years later in 1982.
You can see why it's easier to watch him talk about it than like watch them on their own.
Video's description.
Yeah.
Claims that these tapes were all made
You
by
have a
an extinct
narrator.
company named Bunny Smiles. Now, Bunny Smiles is somewhat at the foundation here, the Fazbear entertainment of this entire ordeal, and the root of nearly every event that takes place. Deception, curiosity, loss, trauma, and regret have all found their home as cornerstones of this series, and ultimately leave us questioning what exactly is happening with the Bond's Burgers restaurant and who had started this chain of events that ended up going so terribly wrong. As you can tell by the length of this video, this series is gargantuan, with a disturbingly convoluted story that reflects that. It's something that's fascinated me for quite some time, so I'm incredibly eager to press through this side by side with all of you. So, without further ado, let's dig in. From the top, the Walten Files.
Let's do it.
Yep, let's do this.
If anyone has to step away at any point during the video, this should be on YouTube either tomorrow or Monday, so you can catch up then.
Good old VHS.
This is kind of like if FNAF VHX mixed with like a fan game.
This is a compilation of tapes created by the already extinct Bunny Smiles Company. I tried to get as much info as I could about what these tapes are, but all I could find was that they were handed to new employees back in 1974 to 1979, and the rest of them seemed to be recorded by a new facility caretaker in the year 1982. Hopefully I can find more soon. Anthony.
I'm glad I didn't have to read that.
Yeah.
Company introductory tape. Archive 1, 1974. Serving as the pilot episode for the Walten Files, the first archive within this company introductory tape understandably takes a more direct initial approach at introducing you to the main cast.
And yeah, that's all it is. Just an ordinary employee training video.
Hi, and welcome to the introductory tape to your new job at Bunny Smiles Incorporated. You have applied to a job in technical support and maintenance. What does this job particularly mean? It means that you, amongst other employees, are the one who will take care of creating a magical and fun experience for Bond's Burgers.
As we've established, this first employee training video seems to have been created sometime in 1974. We're applying for a job in technical support and maintenance, and so far, it seems legit.
So tech support's the first job they want to fill.
The video goes forth to introduce us to the Bond's Burgers main animatronic characters that make up a group called the
They're
Showstoppers.
so creepy. They're so
consisting of the
creepy.
eponymous Bond Rabbit, Shaw the Lamb,
Oh, they're giving you a
Bruce
nice
Doing
smile.
and Banny the Other Rabbit.
Ah,
The four lovingly perform a couple songs for us before we get into the nitty-gritty about what our new job actually entails.
it tells nightmare fuel.
Animated band made by BSI to entertain children. As a technician, you'll be given the role of a facility caretaker. Around this fun and magical journey we'll work on certain tasks, such as cleaning protocols,
Robot maintenance and repair.
and learning how to use BSI technology. But first, here's a message from Jack Walten and Felix Kranken, our beloved founder, which reads, "In BSI, the most important thing to us isn't the money or the rating. The most important thing to us is that you have a wonderful experience while working with us."
Now,
That being said, with the Bond's Burgers restaurant getting opened in a few weeks, we're looking forward to achieving this dream with you.
is it gonna make me read this? Okay. The Bunny
Yeah.
Smiles Incorporated Storage Facility, also known as K9, is a company project to storage all valuable items from the closed for good Bond's Burger restaurant. Given the situation about the incidents inside the 1974 Bond's Burgers location, any type of props, animatronics, and arcade machines will be carefully moved, inspected, and secured inside the bunker located deep down in St. Juana's Forest for
Yes,
Good.
Juana.
A facility caretaker will take care. Wow. And of securing the facility. That's so stupid. Okay. A facility caretaker will take care of securing the facility and keep it safe and working properly.
I wonder what the facility caretaker does.
Alright, hold up. 1975, closed for good Bond's Burgers restaurant. This video seems to have cut to an information catalog from a year later, giving us some insight into the fate of Bond's Burgers. Before we get to what's new though, I wanted to back up and highlight something that stood out to me. That photo of the founders seems oddly uncanny.
No.
I can't quite put my finger on it.
No, it
With
looks
Jack
very
Walten
normal.
especially, something definitely seems off.
These guys? No.
Anyway, that catalog houses a ton of information and context and appears to read the following. Save, restore, secure. The BSI storage facility,
I
also
didn't
known
have
as
to read it.
K9,
God damn
is a
it.
company project to storage all valuable items from the closed for good Bond's Burgers restaurant. Given the situations about the incidents inside the 1974 Bond's Burgers location, Any type of props, animatronics, and arcade machines will be carefully moved, inspected, and secured inside a bunker located deep down in the St. Juanes forest for good. A facility caretaker will take care of securing the facility and keeping it safe and working properly.
It sounds just as stupid when he says it too.
Considering
Very
the fact that the
redundant,
initial
huh?
role of the facility caretaker was to keep the restaurant clean, maintain the animatronics, and to learn BSI technology, I find it strange that they're now in charge of securing this top secret facility in order to keep it safe. Honestly, it seems like a pretty damn big job, and it leaves me questioning what they're keeping it safe from. If that's what they're doing, that is.
We're good.
For good. I can't wait to see Wicked 2.
We're good too.
Archive 2, 1979. Here, we're presented with the children's cartoon created by a
Well, that
Sarah
couldn't be
Evelyn.
scary. It's a children's cartoon.
It's titled Bond's Super Sleepover, and it appears to convey a night where Little Bond the Rabbit had invited each
we
animatronic's younger counterpart over for a night of movies and fun. Initially, everything seems fine. However, when the narrator begins running through the guest list, we're promptly informed that this cartoon is not what it seems.
For this sleepover, he invited Shah, Boozoo, and Billy. Let's check again in case we don't forget any guests. Bond invited Shah, Bozu, and...
Hey, Jack, is that you? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. I didn't see you there, buddy. So, this definitely didn't help the initial uncanniness of the original Jack Walton photo. Clearly he or someone he knows has inserted his face into these tapes, leaving us to wonder why this was done.
Creepy. I'm already getting
After
chills.
this, we get back to the main story, which involves Little Bond eagerly preparing the movie for everyone to watch. Weirdly, the VHS has that same creepy Jack face on it.
Oh,
and when
wait
it
a
actually
minute.
starts to play, the TV merely shows the text, "Let me out of here." Interestingly, if we take a look around the TV set, we can notice something suspect. A pill bottle
Yeah.
with the name
pill bottle.
Sophie Walton written on it.
Okay.
This will be important later, so let's keep this in mind. Later on, everyone heads to bed. We're able to observe each character snoozing away. However, Little Bond seems to be awoken by something, making noise in the middle of the night.
Not the eye mask.
Those are always cute though.
Thank you for the subscribe testing. Missing. Last seen 1974.
Is that gonna be the incident?
Oh. Don't play this fire! Oh.
Oh. I thought something was
Alright.
gonna happen because
So
they're
it seems
flushed,
that Little
no?
Bond glitches into a cartoon depiction of Sophie Walton, the girl whose pills we saw earlier by the TV. As we could see, when she lit the lighter, Bond appeared behind her, looking as if he had a massive hole in his chest.
No, no.
Furthermore,
no.
we can observe that
Mm-mm.
Sophie's dressed up in some sort of work uniform with a name tag that seems to resemble the one we saw earlier.
No.
This hints at the potential of Sophie being an employee of either Bond's Burgers or Bunny Smiles Inc. Considering the fact that she seems to be Jack Walton's daughter, then it would make sense. Another thing I'd like to highlight was that missing poster, which confirms two things. One, that the image from earlier during the guest list indeed was Jack Walton's distorted face. And two, that something happened to him, leading someone to litter his photo throughout these tapes. Also, while the missing poster date is illegible, The captions confirm that the date reads June 11th, 1974, meaning that his disappearance occurred during the same year that the Bob's Burgers restaurant opened. Could this have been the incident
It
that
looks
caused
like in
its
the
closure?
British version too.
Considering that he was one of the two founders, it honestly wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, the date.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Archive 3. Taking place
Oh,
just after
God.
midnight on October 10th, we're heading down a forest trail. It's hard to make out on the video itself, but the person filming this can be heard in the background saying the following.
So, this is the brand new caretaker for the old Bunny Smiles facility. I'm recording this because the company requires some type of archives for the work history, something like that. I honestly have no clue because I just started working here. I'm going there right now, but they gave me this weird location that's somewhere in this forest to work at. And I've been driving for 20 minutes and I can't find the place.
Oh God, get
About
me
a
out
minute
of there.
and a few video cuts later, they
And you hate
eventually
it when
make their way to that
your
canine
first
bunker.
day, they just don't give
Not
you a lot
entirely
of.
sure why they have him working during the
If
ass
they're
crack
sending me
night.
into the forest 20 minutes deep into the
let's hope they're
forest on my
making some
first
overtime.
day at night,
Anyway, upon their arrival, they venture inside
that's
and
a
observe
murder
the
plot.
following.
Chris told me this place had been working since about 78, 79, somewhere around then, and that was 4 years ago, I think. So chances are it's going to smell horrendous.
I like that his first fault is the smell. Aww. Why is it moving?
Probably checking it now. Yeah, it's in the check.
Oh, he's controlling it. He's controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
The left arm.
I don't want to blink.
Gotta win the string contest.
What was that thing?
Is that eyeballs?
Yeah. Oh. I was there.
Oh my God.
I can't feel anything. He thought I was her. Brian's paralyzed. He isn't dead. Yet. He thought I was her, though. Is he referring to Sophie?
I'd
Considering that
imagine.
she seemed to be dressed up in a
Yeah.
work uniform that
Oh.
resembled Brian's, it would make sense. But that then leaves us wondering why. Why would Bond seemingly awaken and react so violently, mistaking another employee for what we can assume to be Sophie Walten? Why was he programmed to do this? Backing up to the beginning of that scene, We can overhear Brian talking about how the facility wasn't open for 3 or 4 years.
Someone's
For
at my
that
door.
entire length of time,
Someone's at my door is not something I want to hear when watching a video like this.
Nah, that scared the shit out of me.
Uh,
I'm sitting here, barbecue sauce on my titties. I don't have a shirt on, and I hear several
oh no.
on my door. I finally grab a blanket, walk over there, and some guy's just walking away. Some solicitor.
Oh.
Oh my god, that was horrifying. Oh, I don't have any clothes out here. God, alright. May no one else come to my door for the rest of the day.
Hopefully.
Alright.
the bunker was derelict and abandoned, banished to Mother Nature, and forgotten. Interestingly, once he made it inside, we can recall that he made a passing reference to something called a relocate project that he claimed Vaughn would be good for. It seems that after this long hiatus, someone at Bunny Smiles made the call to open K9 back up, which I find a bit strange considering that the information catalog had claimed that it would be closed for good. For what reason they're reopening it though? I couldn't tell you at this point. But what I do know is considering the fact that Vaughn had chased Brian out of the facility, eventually catching up to him, mangling his entire body, and leaving him for dead. This so-called relocate project just might be the worst idea that Bunny Smiles has ever had.
No, I feel like opening the business in the first place was probably the worst idea.
At least, as far as I know.
Oh, there you go.
That's ingenious.
Like, if this is genuinely a universe where FNAF has happened, why are we still making animatronic restaurants? I love Chuck E. Cheese as much as the next girl, but why are we still doing it?
I think isn't it also because in the FNAF, like the horror stories that have happened was actually like a lucrative business too, because it's like it's the place where people died, and people are like, ooh.
No, it's shut down usually after the murders, each restaurant. So, like, FNAF, if we take Secret of the Mimic, this is such a stupid tangent to go down right now. FNAF, Secret of the Mimic revealed that, like, FNAF stuff dates back all the way to, like, the 60s almost, or, like, the 70s with Fall Fest. But, like, anytime they say, like, FNAF 2 location, there's murders, it shuts down. The FNAF 1 location, there's murders, it shuts down. The original FNAF 1 location before it shut down, before the FNAF 2 location opened up, shuts down after the murders. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why are we
They
still
open
making
something-
animatronic restaurants? Clearly, it is a breeding ground for, like, horrible things to happen.
Every time, open up, close down.
Children have a biological need for rat casinos. You can't shut them all down. Oh my god.
You know,
okay.
they got a point.
No, it makes... I get it. Okay, you ready, Sivo?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay. To be clear, this is Nexpo's own doing. This was not in the original, like, stuff.
Okay.
This is just Nexpo, like, breaking up the videos.
Because I'm like, oh, this
This is
editing
another
is kind of
compilation
neat.
of tapes
Oh,
from
at
Bunny
least
Smiles
I think that's what
Incorporated.
this is.
I was
I
able
don't
to
think this is in
contact
the
people
original
via
stuff.
forums and threads that
Yeah.
have some information on the company. These tapes revolve around some relocation project that was being executed during the late 1970s. A BSI ex-employee mentioned that the tapes were really private and only a few people had copies of them. Once the company vanished in the early 80s, all tapes regarding the project were banned and destroyed. These are super rare, and I'm really lucky to have them.
The Relocate Project. Archive 1.
Oh, God.
July 2nd, 1978. The footage opens up with an informational segment about the closure of Bond's Burgers and the purpose of the Relocate project. The same narrator that voiced the company introductory tape is back and seems to be eager about the future of Bunny Smiles Incorporated.
Cool.
Oddly though, if we look closely during this segment, we can notice bits and pieces of visuals that don't quite fit in. Have a look.
Hello, BSI members and employees, and welcome to the tape that will change the future of the Bond's Burgers brand and the Bunny Smiles company for the better. That's right, after 4 long years of legal paperwork, we finally decided to use our backup plan, which we created after the tragic closure of Bond's Burgers back on July 20th, 1974. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you the Relocate project. But before we go into details, we want to greet all the new Bunny Smiles employees.
With the company greeting out of the way.
Let's start analyzing the Relocate project by checking what has happened ever since the closure of Bond's 4 years ago. As many of you might have known from previous tapes, our beloved entertainers were safely secured in St. Juana's storage facility some months after the restaurant's closure. Later on, a good amount of business opportunities appeared, such as books, merch, animated movies. We even got a TV show. That's when Felix
Good for
Franklin
them.
had the brilliant idea of restore and
They'll
reprogram the
make their own
robots of Bond's
multiverse.
Burgers with the purpose of relocating them in a new restaurant that would be opened in a not-so-distant future. A pretty smart plan, right? Making enough money to eventually reopen the Bond's Burgers restaurant is no doubt a brilliant idea.
No doubt.
So let's give it up for Felix
No doubt.
Franklin, a man with not only a giant brain, but also a giant heart.
Some giant balls too.
So clearly
Reopening in
Jack
this
Walton sunk his
atmosphere.
little tendrils into this tape as well, interrupting what seemed like
wild,
a
though.
self-aggrandizing segment about
4-year
Felix
legal battle.
Admittedly,
Right?
this
Like,
does
you
appear
think-
to be
you think it's
symbolic,
gonna reopen
especially
after
when we
that?
consider the fact that earlier, Felix was labeled as the founder, singular, with Jack cropped out of the original photo that the pair had taken together. To me,
I would have pegged
this
Felix as the
notion
other
combined
guy.
with the aforementioned 4 years of legal paperwork makes it seem like there might have been some bad blood between the two
Yeah.
after this so-called incident that occurred back in 1974. Further supporting this is the fact that when the Bond's Burgers merchandise is being shown, we can spot a VHS about the disappearance of Jack Walton hidden
Oh.
behind the others. And if we head back even further to the file section, we can spot something a bit odd. You see it?
It's a blah blah
It's cut
on all
off
the
and
files.
hardly legible, but the words on the file box appear to read, "Jack's still here."
Oh.
Oh.
Seems a bit
Oh,
deliberate,
God.
doesn't it? Given that these were so-called internal company tapes, that means that someone within Bunny Smiles knew something they probably shouldn't have when they were putting this footage together. So what actually happened to Jack? Considering the fact that the Relocate project appears to have been in planning since sometime in 1975, merely a year after his longtime friend and business co-founder went missing, to me, Felix Kranken is beginning to seem more and more suspicious as time goes on.
He may as well be wearing red with how sus he is.
Yeah.
God.
I wonder what happened to the person who did the VHS too. They knew too much.
Right? They ended up in the warehouse in St. Juana.
Oh no.
Jumping forward a month,
Ugh.
we're greeted with what appears to be an internal company tape regarding animatronic reprogramming. Banny appears on screen, and for this example, is used for these tests. The video initially shows their mouth opening and closing, with captions claiming that this is a so-called pre-relocate feature that requires checking since reprogramming could have affected this. Afterwards, they move on to a new Relocate project exclusive, which involves blinking. Ominously, the captions claim that employees would always need to keep their eye sockets clean, which
Huh?
I find odd considering that they're mechanical.
My eye socket? Oh,
With
the
what we know
robots.
so
Okay.
far about Bond and what
Yeah.
he did to Brian Stells, I do wonder
I was like,
if
how do I
Banny's
clean my
aligns, per
sockets?
se, in the same way. Anyway, after
Very
this brief test
carefully.
sequence, a distorted face becomes overlaid onto Banny's head, implying that they're either representative of a human counterpart or that someone's locked within her somehow. Once this brief section passes, The video cuts to a top-down view of what appears to be the inside of Bond's Burgers, showing Banny helplessly trying to escape.
Get out. The mighty rabbit needs to 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 get out. The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving.
Oh. Thank you
I'll
for
be
the
honest,
follow novelty.
I would go crazy too if I just heard that voice over and over again.
Right? Another clown. Hi, novelty. Welcome in. Thank you for the
The
follow.
bunny rabbit needs to get out. The bunny rabbit is starving. Starving for what?
Flesh.
At the end of that entire sequence, we were greeted with a shrouded missing persons poster. After brightening it, it doesn't appear to be Jack's, but that of a Susan Woodings.
How can you
The
tell?
missing date's hard to make out, but it appears to be on the 30th of June in 1974. So
Hour of
two
Gamma.
missing posters and two animatronics that appear to be alive.
Well, thank you for the follow novelty.
Normal photo there.
And so we
That
make
dude
our way to
grooving
the
right
new,
there.
updated, and revised technical support tape made specifically for the K9 facility. Shaw the Lamb is our host in this one, and states that she'll be taking us through an orientation and area tour inside the bunker.
Welcome to Technical Support.
Thanks.
Today we will focus on the area tour and orientation inside K9, the Bunny Smiles storage facility. We recommend all facility caretakers to have all needed equipment in hand and to always wear the Bunny Smiles uniform.
Oh no,
But
not
most
purple
importantly,
dying us.
all of you must always, under any circumstance, use your
Well, you know.
VSI card. Once you have all the necessary equipment at hand, we are ready to go.
Barring how uncanny Shaw's mouth movements are, this small section confirmed that the costume that Sophie was wearing back in the introductory tape was indeed a facility caretaker uniform.
Knew it.
Let's keep that in mind. The next segment takes us outside of K9. We make a quick check for all the necessary equipment for the job. A lantern, snacks, a key, and a camera before we make our way inside. Once we do, Shaw begins to annoy us because,
Wow,
it's pretty dark here.
You should turn on the lights. Turn on the lights. Turn on the lights.
Don't do it. I don't want to see it.
Gotta turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Is this her?
It's important to keep track of which rooms you enter. This place can be really tricky and you could get lost very easily. This is the restroom.
This is the
room.
last place I'd want to
You
get
can sit
lost.
down, rest, talk with coworkers, you name it.
Don't worry, the
Remember to always
boxes
keep this
look
room as
friendly.
clean and organized
The
as possible.
boxes?
A clean environment helps
Yeah,
you
look
task
at 'em.
done faster. A dirty environment only makes your job harder to get done. All right, this is the main hall of the place. In front of you, you will find 3 doors. These are storage areas. The first door is used to save any kind of cleaning items and supplies. The second door is used to save a kind of prizes and merch that was available in a Bond's Burgers restaurant.
Okay.
The third door is used to hide...
The third door is used to hide what, Shaw?
The bodies?
The bodies?
What? Next fellow and I are the same.
Yeah, anyway, so that silhouette, you saw that too? At this
I did
point,
not,
we have no
actually.
context or
Me
clues
neither.
about who that could be, but let's keep them in mind.
The fire the video editor at the Bunny Smiles company.
Welcome to the basement.
No, hold on a second, run that back. backwards.
That's sped up.
Rosemary would go to the restaurant every night hoping that his beloved husband would reappear after being missing for weeks, but no response until one day she heard a voice saying, "I know where she is, Rosie," coming from the backstage.
Interesting.
Huh.
Given the context, it's a no-brainer to assume that Rosemary is Jack's wife. The ending to that quote, though, implies that something lured her backstage. But what?
Welcome to the basement. Right now, you are in the main storage area.
It's
As you
days
can
like
see,
these
this
that
is
I
the room
hate
where
living
we
in an
store more important
animatronic
items such
arcade.
as stages, tables, arcade machines, and birthday props. Now,
Maybe I
please
stay
follow
in the
me to
cafe
next door.
tonight.
That was a cafe day today then.
Yeah.
Shining lights at our robots unless you are a facility technician. Now let's move on to the next room.
I like that pitch shift, the tone of the piano.
How odd. I remember we visited this room already.
She's crying.
Sophie, where am I?
Listen. By the time the lady entered the backstage, as the voice told her to, missing husband wasn't there. Instead, she found a rabbit. Rose broken will fix you. You will beautiful. You will beautiful. You will beautiful.
When she woke up, she looked beautiful. But on the inside,
Every single part of her body was bleeding out.
Alright, so what just happened there?
Well, I think
Right
she
after
got
Shaw finished showing
dismembered
us
and
the
shoved in the
basement, we
sheet.
briefly see a photo of Vaughn and Shaw together, almost like they're a couple. Shaw appears to enter the backstage area, notifying us that only
Really,
facility
she
caretakers
will
should be
beautiful.
shining lights on the
Yeah.
robots before leaving that room, only to make her way back to the basement. Afterward, she expresses confusion, claiming that we visited this room already, utters the words, "Sophie, where am I?" and then walks southbound once more into what appears to be that silhouette figure from earlier. We then see a cartoon version of what we can assume to be Rosemary, with a strange voice giving more context into that reversed audio from earlier. Instead of finding her husband, they claim, she found a rabbit. Bon, the rabbit. After
The
claiming
looking
over
back
over
and forth
that
is so crazy,
you will
creepy.
beautiful and you're broken, we'll fix you, Bon appears
like
to
it,
dismember
like,
Rosemary before stuffing her corpse
Bon
into
is
Shaw's
canny.
body.
No way.
Shaw wakes up and expresses that she looked beautiful before we see yet another shrouded missing persons flyer.
Oh.
After brightening this one up, we can clearly see that it's for Rosemary Walten.
Oh.
July 19th, 1974.
Okay.
I'm beginning to see a pattern. Here, we have a poster for Rosemary, who we know was killed and stuffed into Shaw. Earlier, we witnessed one for a Susan Woodings, who appeared to possess Banny, and at the very beginning of the first episode, we saw one for Jack Walten. Considering that he's been missing this entire time, the fact that Bon was one of the first alive animatronics that we witnessed in this series, and the implications that came with that photo of Shaw and Bon, I'm starting to get the impression that the Jack Walten corpse is, in actuality, stuffed inside of Bon the rabbit. This is, of course, just a theory, but it
Oh,
leads me to wonder,
Walten theory.
if it's true, who exactly did that?
Oh, let's look at
Let's move on.
that best friend, eh?
Yeah, what was his Felix Baumgartner?
Yeah.
Three Bunny Smiles technicians volunteered to stay 3 days in the Bunny Store Smiles Institute. Hillary, Ashley, and Kevin. Oh,
A
God.
restoring.
But the place itself was open during a short period of time, in which a certain number of cases occurred around the area. Huh, yeah. And there were complaints.
Kind of cases.
So this fourth tape involves the experience that 3 facility technicians had during a 3-day stay at K9. For the first part of this tape,
3
you can
days
overhear
he
them
sat
gossiping
there in the
background while they're getting their
bunker.
work done. According to them, they're on a 3-day timeline to get these animatronics reprogrammed for the Relocate project and are hastily working to complete it before then. During their conversation, they discussed the fact that they overheard cases that occurred back at Bond's Burgers. Allegedly, the place played music from midnight to 2 to 3 in the morning and closed down after people reported screams from an adult woman inside.
How can you
They
tell?
go forth to explain that the place had to close down so the police could check it out. And on the very last day that the restaurant was open, they had only let 2 families in. That day, the animatronics were missing, and all the curtains were closed. The next scene takes place 2 days later. Going by their conversation, they weren't able to get the robots reprogrammed due to what they described as highly damaged endoskeletons. And as a result, they declared their efforts a failure before getting ready for their last night of rest in this facility.
Don't sleep in the facility.
But Ashley wasn't quite ready to pack it up. She begins inquiring on the small key that they were told to bring with their other supplies and how it doesn't seem to have a purpose.
Shut up,
Everyone else
Ashley.
discounts her curiosity, and they all head to bed.
Oh, everyone else like, nah.
Except Ashley. She grabs the camera and sets out to explore, finding her way to a door labeled Back Doors. After realizing that her key fits the lock, she heads back there to ease her curiosity.
What?
This is bigger than I thought. I don't think I have enough
You know
time.
what they say about curiosity?
They killed the Ashley.
There are a ton of empty rooms with boring stuff. I came across this door, which was open. Kind of weird. Anyway, this room seems to have some spare endo pieces, and from the looks of it, some unused animatronics, I guess. I won't go into detail about what I find, since I'm in a rush, of course, and this room number 26 or 27, I think. As you can see here, there are some spare heads. Nothing I'm interested in, to be honest. So this is the last door. I've never seen this clown thing before. It's really, like, there's absolutely no way I'm getting close to that thing. I'll probably wait till you guys see this video and come down here with me so we can take a close. I found this. I'm pretty sure that clown thing had a cassette player installed. So I guess I'll have to be brave and try and see what this whole thing is.
So fast she went from, I'm not getting anywhere near that, to, I found a cassette, so I guess I'll get right up close to it.
Curiosity.
Ashley
What
is
does
not
this
a
V-
single neuron dedicated to survival instincts. Hi, Toxic. Yeah, no, Ashley's probably the dumbest one of the lot so far. This is crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
I don't really know why this dude has a cassette player thing installed. But my guess is that it's used for birthday parties, like, you know, play a customized tape or something? I don't know. But
Why
we're about
does
to
he
find
have
out.
a VHS thing installed?
Jack, Susan, Charles, Rosemary, Sophie.
To be honest, I was actually kind of expecting the clown.
I was too.
Hello, I'm Billy, the funny movie clown.
Expo goes back to that text.
Alright, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Ashley ventures off into the back doors area of the facility, something that, given the context, doesn't get explained to new facility caretakers that take on the role. This entire scene is the epitome of curiosity kills the cat,
Hey,
since
that's what
when she
you're
went
saying,
snooping,
Siba.
she encountered Billy the Clown, who
Yep.
went forth to become her new eternal jail cell. What I find strange is that the tape she
Damn, that's
found
some good
had the word
phrasing.
discard written on it, with Jack's disappearance date above it. Why would this tape need to be discarded? Could it potentially be activating the animatronics, making them kill people? Speaking of killing, the names that were read off from the tape are definitely cause for concern. Jack, Susan, Charles, Rosemary, and Sophie. Now, we know that Jack, Susan, and Rosemary had all gone missing, and we have a suspicion that their corpses have all been stuffed into these animatronics to make them beautiful. Considering that Jack, Rosemary, and Sophie are all part of the Walten family, this leads me to wonder who Charles and Susan are. What's their relation to Bunny Smiles, and why are they included in this ominous list of names?
These are some
Moving
good questions next, Pop.
Right before the video ends, we get 2 quick bits of text.
Okay, good. He's got it.
Pausing on the latter text gives us a code, which we'll come back to in a second, and pausing on the former reads the following. They left the next day. They thought Ashley left early, but she was in the back doors, screaming as much as she could, but no one heard the screams. The following days, the caretakers would complain about an awful smell coming from the back doors. Company decided to shut down the facility until new advice. The relocate project was unsuccessful.
I remember this from when I first watched this series. This, I think, was probably one of the most unnerving parts to me. Like, a girl wanders down a hallway and then becomes imprisoned in a clown animatronic. It's gotta be one of the most goddamn horrifying things ever.
Yeah, and then it looks like the animatronic has like ice on its belly.
And it's like, she's screaming and screaming for the people to come find her, and they leave. I think you're just alone down there, trapped in this clown thing. Actually, like the most nightmare-inducing thing ever.
Ashley is still there, but she's not screaming anymore. She saw something she wasn't supposed to see, and now she's beautiful. Admittedly, this really drives home just how large the canine facility is. Ashley was left there, screaming for help, while Bond presumably injured her so badly that she couldn't fight back. And nobody heard her. Nobody noticed she was gone. At least, until the smell of her rotting corpse within Billy filled the air days later. And so it appears that we now have 4 victims. Jack, Susan, Rosemary, and now Ashley. 4 victims, 4 animatronics, and a whole bunch of talk about becoming beautiful. Now back to that code. You know what it is. A YouTube link. So let's head there.
Lucky you.
Oh boy. Yeah, I feel so lucky right about now.
The story of Bond's Burgers goes back to 1958, where 2 college students had the same idea of animated performers. Their names were Jack Walten and Felix Kranken. It took them 16 years to actually execute this concept, and by that time, Kranken and Walten had built their own families. Felix married a beautiful lady, and Walten was not only a great husband, but also the happy father of 3 beautiful children. Lucky You is a bit easier to follow than the others. It's 1 tape with 1 archive.
Come join the party.
The video opens by showing us various dates and highlights from Bond's Burger's short tenure. The opening day is shown to be on the 28th of June, with the first birthday party hosted just 2 days later. Interestingly, This is the same day of the month that Susan Woodings went missing. Anyway, the video then shows us the dates of the final Bonsberger shows, followed by the actual duration that the restaurant was open. It was only 22 days,
Damn.
not even 1 month before it was shut down.
Thank you
Also,
for the
it seemed
smiles
to
for
open
less than a month.
17 days after
Yeah.
Jack Walten went missing. A bit strange
Oh.
to open after your co-founder goes missing, isn't it? Moving forward, we
That
can
is
then see that the
interesting.
restaurant was boarded up and abandoned by Halloween, and by January, the canine facility was in full force. I don't know about you, but the construction of a top-secret bunker in the middle of the woods seems like it would take longer than 6 months at maximum. Seems a bit like this move was pre-planned. But hey, for all I know, Bunny Smiles could have had this facility in place already for other purposes.
Thank you for the hydrate.
About midway
True.
into the video, we can observe it cut to the day that Jack went missing. A voice greets us and states the following.
You must be so confused about what you saw. Don't be scared, my little bunny. Answers will be given eventually, but don't try to solve this puzzle only with the pieces you have so far. This is only the beginning. For I'm going to tell you a story of broken people, beautiful people. He is so sorry about what he did to them, but there's nothing he can do. Remember that. Safety and pills, Sophie. Safety and pills, Sophie. Safety and pills, Sophie. Safety and pills.
Safety and pills,
Safety and
Sophie.
pills.
Strangely, this voice keeps repeating that exact phrase while the video cuts to prior death scenes. On top of this, if we fast forward to the very end, we can observe a message to Sophie herself. They will see you soon. Given all these direct messages to her, it's beginning to seem like this tape might have been made for her. Considering that she was Jack's daughter and is confirmed to have worked for BSI at some point in her life, maybe she witnessed something she shouldn't have, like Bond gruesomely murdering someone. Because of this, we can assume that she may have obtained a prescription somehow to make her feel safe. Whether that safety is to help her cope or to forget it entirely is to be seen. But perhaps we'll get some more context later on.
Well, hopefully.
So that's why the pills were there. Safety and
I
pills.
just wonder why they're so prevalent.
Oh.
We're finally here.
Yep, we're going to the meat here.
Bunny Farm. Sounds good.
Hey, long time no see. The following footage is about a 1980s video game created by the company. The reason it took me so long to get this footage was because the game never really released to the public, and all footage available was from the beta version. During October of 1982, a few test bunny farm machines were distributed around Brighton, Michigan, and this footage was from the arcade machine sent to the Enfert Hotel. The two girls playing the game seemed to have lived there, but the weird thing about these machines was that all the footage from the game was recorded and then revised by BSI technicians to see if the game was ready to be published. This was one of them, and quite possibly the only footage remaining of the game. The footage itself was extremely corrupted, however, and it took me weeks to be able to piece everything together with the help of a friend of mine. But I'm glad you've all been patient for this. It seems to be a huge one anyways.
Bunny Farm. Being one of the more streamlined episodes in the series, you'd be surprised to know that it's also the longest.
Alright, here we go.
By far.
Yeah.
The video opens up with the company introductory tape intro sequence, followed by numerous cuts to various points within the Walten Files series. Strangely, we can see a sad girl overlaid onto this footage, and if we look closely, we can also spot a brief news sequence from a local 57. about
Oh.
an incident that occurred in the St. Juana's forest. The same forest in which Brian Stells was left for dead by Bon. After this, we're notified that the photo of this girl is Sophie, before we see that of another named Jenny Letterson and the date this footage was taken.
Creepy.
Interestingly, this was merely 5 days after the Brian Stells incident, making it the most recent footage in the series thus far.
Lock in.
The game launches. Ginny explains to Sophie that the machine that they're playing on was recently installed in the basement of the building they're living in, the Infernal Hotel, and that it was just one of a few units that Bunny Smiles created for testing. Curiously, if we head back to the title screen, we can see that development on this game started in 1975, a year after Bond's Burgers had shut its doors. The
Well, they
exact
did
reason why
mention
they
having
closed
like
is
a
still
lot of
mostly unclear,
tertiary
but
media.
I find it interesting that they proceeded with
Yeah, they
development
did.
nonetheless. Anyway, the two joke around a bit before Sophie makes a file and begins the game. Before she can actually play though, we can see a brief intro sequence that sets the premise for the Bunny Farm storyline. Apparently, a fruit festival's occurring, however none of the characters have any fruits around. Luckily though, a Pete the Hippo has a barn full of any fruits you need and will grant you access to it if you help out around the farm. Seems simple enough, eh? Let's see how it played out.
All right.
Get to the nitty gritty.
Eat the hippo. You know, something I like about the game is the artwork. I don't know why, but there's something about it that seems really familiar to me.
Huh. Right, I should show you the controls so you don't have a hard time playing later on.
Alright.
Okay, so you use this thing to move around.
Okay.
And you use these buttons to interact with stuff.
Yeah.
Apples.
Yeah, I've played this game for a while, a few days ago, and
So here, Ginny explains to Sophie that the game's super unfinished, hammering home its potential for glitches and bugs. Strangely though, Sophie seems to be unaware of anything she's doing or who the characters even are in this game, which I find incredibly suspect considering that she worked for BSI in some capacity and is one of the founder's daughters. You would think that if her father were to go missing after having pretty substantial involvement with Bond's Burgers, that she'd at least acknowledge their existence. It's like she doesn't even know them, like she's forgotten everything and shut it out completely. I just wonder if something might have helped with that. Interestingly, a few moments later, Sophie puts these suspicions to bed, making passing references to the pills that we've seen throughout the previous tapes.
Yep.
Yeah. Thing is, the pills have been making me forget a lot of stuff from my teenage years and my childhood, and like, I started taking them for a reason, but I really don't want to think about it.
So that's the safety
Her
part.
memory's confirmed to be suppressed, but that opens an entirely new door of questions. Like, remember that phrase Shaw spit out in the Relocate Project tape? Remember how out of place it was?
Sophie, where am I? Listen.
Something lured her backstage. But what if it wasn't Bon, but Sophie? If we think back to the company introductory tape, we can recall that one brief segment where little Bon lit the lighter and glitched into Sophie in a work uniform. What if this is what greeted Rosemary when she went backstage, meaning that Sophie had a direct hand in her death? If this is true, then that leaves us wondering if she did this willingly or was coerced into doing so. Just a few thoughts, but perhaps we'll gather some more answers later on. The two then discuss a bit more about the company and the events that recently happened involving them. Ginny explains that a person named Brian had recently gone missing and how the case is similar to that of this other girl named Ashley who met the same fate.
I know you're into that
BSI?
kind of Bunny Smiles Incorporated.
Have I heard that name before?
Oh, she.
I mean,
it's
that
big,
company
doesn't it?
has been pretty relevant these past few weeks. Didn't you hear?
What happened?
And those pills were really
Weird
effective.
rumors and
Yeah.
shit. Apparently, there was this one employee
Forget-me-nots.
that drove to some forest a few days ago.
Ah,
Not too far
yeah.
away from here, actually. He hasn't been seen around ever since he drove to that place.
Really?
Yeah. The word got out quickly. Some family members say it was his first day.
They're
Well,
talking
what's
about
his name?
Ben.
Yeah. Was it Ben or whatever his
Brian,
name was?
I think.
Brian.
Brian.
There we go.
Well, I hope he's doing alright.
Close enough.
Clearly, word's gotten around about these mysterious disappearances, and I find it strange that Sophie discounts it so heavily. I don't know, if I were to be playing a game that were tied to so many peculiar incidents, I'd be a bit apprehensive. But that's just me. After this, Ginny then claims that she needs to head out to finish a paper, leaving Sophie alone in the basement to play the game herself.
No thanks.
Yep.
First, we need to get the party hats. They should be in the. Alright. Good track. Now we need.
Grab this. That clear even there.
Alright. How do I...
She did it.
Huh?
I don't know. Some triumphant music played. She did something.
And so Sophie presses on, occasionally expressing confusion and apprehension at the glitches that appear on screen. It weirds her out, but it doesn't stop her. Anyway, she eventually makes her way to the end of Billy the Clown's level and plays a game of tic-tac-toe. After beating him at it, Jack's face appears before the game begins to glitch out, showing Ashley's mutilated face within the Billy character.
Jenny? What the hell? Restart the level. Christ. Never mind.
Sophie hangs it up for the night.
Smart.
She's smart.
Yeah, pretty smart.
I'd probably do the same.
Dang, imagine playing that alone in the basement.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm
One
not.
night
No
later.
shot.
Oh, that looked very friendly.
Sophie decides to play again, however realizes that her save file has been corrupted by a third party. This screen proceeds to warn us that if we continue, then the machine could suffer major changes and even a complete shutdown.
Uh-oh.
A bit tense, she agrees and begins to play again. Her mood is almost a complete 180 from the previous night, and the game reflects that. Sophie goes forth to interact with the signpost that previously mentioned Pete the Hippo running the farm. However, this time, for a fraction of a second, we're able to read that it's been altered. He promised to take care of the two kids during that day. He told the parents everything was okay. It's sad that we can't really remember you, Sophie, but soon we'll be together, forever and ever. Rest in peace. The two lovely red children. May 11th, 1962 to May 2nd, 1974. August 22nd, 1965 to May 2nd, 1974. It doesn't appear that Sophie actually read it because she carries on as usual, but let's keep this weird message in mind. A few moments later, she begins Banny's game called Hippo House. The premise of this one involves rallying up the pigs that Banny mistakenly let out.
Classic Banny.
Yeah, classic Banny.
When I think I open the cage, I think it'll be really funny. I think it'll be really, really funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna open the cage now. Yeah.
Oh no, Banny! What have you done? All the pigs have escaped to the hippo house.
Banny, you dumb bunny.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to help.
And so we
Wait a
carry on
minute.
to solve this problem. Thanks, Banny.
I don't think it's very helpful being like, I think it's gonna be funny.
So Sophie continues, making passing references to the glitches she's been encountering thus far. She mentions how it seems like the faces she's seeing in the game are trying to talk to her somehow, before the game cuts out, playing the following recording from Susan Woodings.
That was a whole lot in a couple seconds.
BSI Technical Support Audio Log Number 3, June 30th, 1974. Jeremy's birthday party finished an hour ago. I decided to stay and help the employees clean the place. This week has been strange, especially because of the opening. I find it weird that they opened the place even though Mr. Walten disappeared a few weeks ago. I hope he's doing alright. Rosemary came in today and asked if we'd seen him around. I'm pretty worried about it. Felix seems very concerned and worried too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyway, the birthday party. Yes. Everything went according to plan. This was the first birthday party in the restaurant, and I feel it turned out pretty well. I noticed a few irregularities in the stage and in the audio animatronics. As the engineer and the person who basically built the animatronics to begin with, it was easier to notice these, especially in Bond. Something fell off. The limbs weren't moving properly. They looked stiff and odd, mainly in his right arm. Take a few more minutes to take him to the backstage, just to make sure everything's okay. I'm the only one left. Chris left some hours ago, and Felix didn't even show up. I'll leave and close the restaurant when I'm finished. I'm sure it's not going to take long.
Wonder if he has like a quirk with the right arm then.
Yeah.
At least, human wife. Whoa.
The horse?
Well, there's the hippo.
The hippo?
What? Yeah, I think it's the hippo. The one that was supposed to take care of the two kids, or whatever.
Huh. Oh, God.
Dang, that happened right there.
Looks like I'm still alive at a camp. Something.
Given what we just watched, we're able to establish the connection between Susan Woodings and the BSI animatronics. She built them and noticed irregularities in Bond. It seems that, as a result, soon after this was recorded, she set out to repair him, however was mangled and paralyzed in the process. I am still alive, but I can't move.
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought
I'm
it
having
said.
trouble breathing.
Yeah.
And my stomach feels weird. This drives home the point that Susan Woodings was placed inside a Banny. But that leaves us wondering if it were due to Bond always having irregularities, or if someone tampered with them. Considering that this was filmed on the 30th of June, 19 entire days after Jack Walten went missing, that notion wouldn't exactly be out of the realm of possibilities. Sophie continues. She makes her way around the farm, expressing confusion and concern about what she just witnessed. Soon after, though, she makes her way to the mailbox, encountering a strange sequence of messages from a Linda Crankin, whose name was oddly scratched out and replaced with Thompson. Unfortunately, most of the narrative on these pages are redacted. However, we can piece together bits of the story through the ones that aren't.
October 30th, 1964. Felix has been acting weird lately. He's been drinking more than usual. I'm very worried about him. I don't know what to do. August 23rd, 1965. I know I haven't talked here as much as I used to. This month has been so crazy. I moved in with Felix last week. He was very happy about it. Yesterday, Jack and Rose had their third child, a little girl. Her
Titanic
name is
reference?
Molly Walton. Jack and Felix have been pitching up the restaurant idea with a company that's interested in the project. The name's Cyberfun Tech.
That's Cyberfun.
December 26th, 1970. Christmas was nice. They built a doll, a gray rabbit, for Ed and Molly. Molly named it Rocket. Felix drank a lot yesterday. This has been a problem for a while. He's a good person, but he doesn't want to address this. It's getting worse and worse, but he doesn't notice. He feels bad about it, but doesn't try to change.
Drinking is so cringe.
January 3rd, 1973. It's getting worse. He's so submerged with their project that he doesn't realize how much damage he's doing to himself, how much damage he's doing to me. He keeps going places only to drink. Sometimes he even stays at the warehouse for the sole purpose of drinking. He doesn't listen. He never listens. I don't know what to do. May 2nd, 1974. Dear Felix, by the time you're reading this, I shouldn't be home. I know you're confused. I'm confused too. What you said to me last week hurt me a lot, but it opened my eyes. Hopefully, this opens your eyes too. Our relationship isn't healthy. It never was. I'm leaving Brighton this morning. You're in the warehouse with Jack and the others as I'm writing this. By the time you're reading this, I'll already be in Hurricane. I know you were busy today, doing Jack a favor.
He has
Something
no luck,
related
huh?
to a school party. I can't remember, but please go there when you have the time. As for me, I'll try to build my own life while I still can. And you should do that too. I love you. Goodbye, Linda.
Here, we gain our first bit of insight into the backstory of Felix Kranken, someone we've had our suspicions about from the very beginning. As it turns out, he struggled with alcoholism, ultimately leading to the separation between him and his now ex-wife, Linda Thompson. On top of drinking, allegedly Felix was overworking himself, causing damage to not only himself, but to those around him. It seemed that, as an act of goodwill, he built a rabbit doll named Rocket for Jack's youngest two kids, Ed and Molly. Keep these names in mind as they'll be important shortly. Moving onward, Sophie eventually makes her way to Buzu the Ringleader's minigame, called Lily's Birthday. The premise of this one involves winning matching minigames against Buzu to test the entertainment for the upcoming party. Sophie obliges. However, things don't quite go as planned.
Me and I suck at matching games.
Oh.
Congratulations! You're very good at this. Right. It's time for the...
The next minigame after this is called Spot the Difference, and is pretty
That wouldn't help
self-explanatory.
either.
After a few rounds though, the game glitches, displaying the... Actually, I'll just let you experience it on your own.
I wonder what the difference is.
I can't figure it out.
Congratulations! You completed my game. Now, time for the prizes.
That's the last song played on the Titanic.
Yeah.
0714 missing, 0714 missing, 0714 missing, 0714 missing, 07.
Personal taste, man.
Missing 0714.
Huh.
It seems to me that the face in that game isn't actually Jack Walten like I initially assumed, since for him, he went missing on the 11th of June, not the 14th of July. With this in mind, if we think back to the end of the Relocate Project video, the names on that list were
Jack, Susan, Charles, Rosemary, Sophie.
Charles?
So we know that this isn't Jack or Sophie, and we also know that Susan and Rosemary's corpses are stuffed inside other animatronics. The only name remaining is Charles, leaving me to wonder how they're related to BSI or anyone in this entire saga at all. Anyway, back to the farm. Sophie
He
continues.
is the person we've had least
Ominously
info of.
quiet and littered with missing posters. She explores a bit while expressing concern that she just might know the people within the posters the game's been showing her. A short while later, she approaches Pete's barn before the game glitches, displaying one last minigame for her to complete. That of Shaw the Lamb, the same animatronic we know to represent her mother. The minigame this time is simply hide and seek and initially has Sophie's character finding Shaw.
Why is she in the burger?
I need to find a sheep.
After she eventually finds her, we can observe the game switch sides to where Sophie's the one hiding. And from here on, this is where things quickly turn dour.
Am I still beautiful to you? Sophie.
I know you.
Found you.
As we could see, when Shaw approached us, the screen cut to what I'm assuming to be the night that Rosemary went missing, with the text reading, "I know where he is, Rosie. Follow me." Now, initially I'd assumed that this were someone else, like the voice of Vaughn, since they're referring to her as Rosie. However, thinking back on that scene from the Relocate Project tape,
Sophie, where am I?
perhaps this text could represent the voice of Sophie. After this, we're greeted by another countdown, and when it finishes, we observe the following.
I don't want to watch.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, same Sophie.
It seems to me that that entire section represented the night that Rosemary Walten went missing through the eyes of Sophie. With the bloody Shaw animatronic right up in our face, screaming and pleading for mercy, it really seems like we're experiencing things in first person. This scene is undisputedly traumatic, and witnessing something like this would undoubtedly leave someone scarred for life. With that being said, considering that Sophie's name was uttered by Shaw earlier, that Sophie's actively taking pills that we know suppress her memory, and that in that Lucky You tape, the voice claims safety in pills over and over, it's safe to assume at this point that Sophie must have been there. And so the question remains, did she willingly lure her mother back there, or was she forced to? Jumping forward, we witness a gray bear character emerging from their so-called fountain of memories.
Not a bear!
Sophie goes forth to ask
In
who
a
they
well.
are, to which they respond by drawing the following picture. After this, the game glitches once more and the bear vanishes. A few seconds later, though, we're greeted with a picture of a house labeled May 2nd, 1974, and on the doorstep, 2 children. Sophie claims to remember it.
That's my old house, I think.
Cleopa, I'm so glad you're here to help me clean the code base. All that's left to do is just...
Getting phone calls and I'm gonna clean the toilet.
That phone call is from Jack Walten to Felix Kranken. Jack asks for a simple favor: to take his kids Ed and Molly to their school event, since he and Rosemary are caught up in other errands.
School event tonight. A school party and they have no one to pick them up. I need to stay at the workshop to finish the paperwork, and Rosie's taking Sophie to the dentist. We were wondering if we could pick them up for the event and take them home later. Tonight? Yeah, if it's possible, of course.
Admittedly, the task is simple. Pick them up at 5 to take them there, and bring them back home at 9. Reluctant, Felix agrees before the call ends. And so, the game leaves us back in the farm area once more. After poking around a bit, Sophie eventually encounters the 2 red children, and upon interacting with them, we gain a bit more context about the night of that favor.
To be honest, I wouldn't trust a guy with a drinking problem with my kid.
Right?
That's Ed and Molly. That's Ed and Molly.
They can rock it.
After this brief segment, we begin playing in the school at what appears to be 9:37 p.m. Rocket approaches us and says to follow. After exploring a bit, we eventually glitch through a wall and become those 2 kids who, surprisingly, have not been picked up yet. Soon after, we encounter Rocket and are shown a scene involving the 2 kids expressing that they're ready to leave since the school looks creepy at night. Where's Uncle Felix? They claim. And so we set out to find him.
I think that's a normal reaction though. That's creepy.
Drinking zone.
Oh.
Saya's drinking.
Shortly after, the scene cuts to 9:53 p.m. and involves Felix and the 2 kids in the car. They inquire on getting home safely before pressing Felix about drinking before this trip. The speed of the car picks up, with Felix becoming more and more erratic. The children forgive him for his behavior. However, ominously, the text on screen states that it's all your fault before the following takes place.
Thanks, Molly.
Oh no, we got the bad ending.
Now, I believe this, right here, marks the beginning of the end of the relationship between Jack and Felix.
Probably.
Jack's children were killed, and it was due to Felix's own irresponsibility in getting them home safely. Even more bizarrely, soon after this bad ending sequence plays out, we can observe a scene with Rocket the Rabbit in the woods, with the voice ominously claiming that they didn't go home that night. He buried them here. He was too scared. But they found a way out eventually.
Looks like they're going into Rocket. Or really something you can talk out.
Looks like his gift came back to bite him.
Yeah.
You have 25 new messages. Felix, pick up the phone. Now, I need you to pick up the phone. It's been 3 hours since I told you to get Ed and Molly home. What happened to my children? If anything happened, Felix, you must tell me. You haven't told me in 3 hours. I need to know what's going on. I'm trying to call you all night. What the hell is wrong with you? I've been trying to contact you all night. I've been calling everyone for you. Just what the hell is wrong with you? 3 hours, you didn't call. I asked you to do one simple favor for me. I need to know, where are they? Where did you...
I mean, valid crash
And
out,
to cap
but
off this
thing-
last entry in the Walten Files saga,
not really
we're left with a message.
trusting the drinking guy.
There's still something you forgot to remember. They've been waiting for you.
Before we're greeted with 4 animatronics. Benny, Buzu, Shah, Bon. Considering that this series is very much in progress, this message could be hinting at the future. Is this little girl popping up around Bond's Sophie, or is it someone else that we haven't seen yet? For all we know, this could even be some sort of warning, given that, so far, this game's done nothing but help Sophie remember the past that she's been forced to forget. She's the last alive member of the Walten family, and I'm not entirely sure if remembering and re-experiencing the deaths of her entire family are a good or a bad thing. It looks like we'll have to see.
I would chalk that up as a negative thing. 'Cause, there's a reason those pills are for safety in a sense.
Yeah.
Guilty.
In memory of Edward and Molly Walten. Ed and Molly died Thursday, May 2nd, 1974, in a fatal car accident. They were leaving a party made by their school to celebrate spring. Jack Walten couldn't take his kids to the celebration because of work. A friend of Mr. Walten would take the kids instead. On the way back home, Jack's friend was driving in questionable conditions, thus crashing his car near the road next to the St. Juanas forest. Instantly, both Edward and Molly's lives were taken. You will be remembered, our little angels, our little red children. Now, you might be wondering where this hidden tape came from. And
I
conveniently,
was.
the answer's simple. It was left in the Walten Files playlist on the Martin Walls channel, implying that it's canon. The premise of this one appears to be an audio archive of former events surrounding Felix Kranken, with the first segment taking place on April 15th of 1967. In this one, we can hear Felix briefly and enthusiastically discussing Bunny Smiles and how he has a positive outlook for the company. Following this, we get one more from 1972, explaining how his company made a deal with Cyberfun Tech to continue on with the Bonsburgers project. And after this one, we can observe one last audio log from May 2nd of 1974, the same day that Ed and Molly died in that fatal car accident. Within this one, Felix expresses his guilt, contemplating on what to do.
Alright, messed up. It's been so long since I last used one of these. Last time I used this, I was driving. In the same conditions. I messed up. I have a problem. And this has been a problem for so long that I can't even remember. The first time I got drunk, I don't remember most stuff.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That's probably why I carry this.
And that, my friends, encompasses the entirety of the Walten Files.
No.
Dark. Complex. Disturbing. So, in review, this entire series appears to revolve around Jack's eldest daughter, Sophie Walten. She's the core, the one that can maintain this ongoing status quo that Felix Kranken's established, or to burn it all down if she so chooses. She was born into a family of 3, with her mother being Rosemary and her father being the elusive Jack. A few years later, 2 more siblings named Ed and Molly would be born into their family. However, due to events that Felix Kranken had a hand in, they would never, ever experience their coming of age. Felix was a family friend, someone that the Walten family could trust with everything, yet ironically, is also the main antagonist and the one that ended up killing all of them.
Yeah.
On May 2nd of 1972, after being asked to do a simple favor by Jack Walten, Felix had become heavily intoxicated.
Siva.
Yes.
This might interest you to know.
What?
After hang on. So after this guilty one, there's about 45 more minutes of new content.
Whoa.
There's the Walten Files 4, Cyberfun Tech, and Lacrimosa.
Lacrimosa.
Yeah.
What an interesting name.
So, we've got some more to watch if you want to watch it.
I'm interested. I want to know what the heck happens.
All right. Let's hit it up.
Because it does just leave more questions, to be honest.
It says I've watched this. I do not remember watching this.
Oh, you watched it.
I do not remember that. Hi, Zeta! Yeah, hi, welcome back. We're watching craziness. Are you ready to just jump right in?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Now, this will not have a sexy voiced person explaining to us what is happening. This we'll have to figure out on our own.
Yeah, that's gonna be the real deal right here.
Yeah. Woo, craziness. Hi, Draken. Yeah, we're getting crazy style with it here. All right. Let's lock back in. Another 45 minutes. Oh, let's do it.
Just when you thought you saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right?
Classic red blue.
this looks like the school, the day of the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, spring event right up there. Okay. Probably the kids.
Yeah.
Yep, there's Rocket.
Come on, Molly. Let's go. This way. Look, there he is.
Why the hell would a school event have a bar? Let's
Yeah,
just
I
get
don't
that out of the
know.
way. Why the hell is there a school event with like a whole
And
area for alcohol?
And it seems like it's an elementary school too.
Yeah.
So,
Like, what the hell are you doing? It was the 60s? I guess that explains it.
that's true.
70s, but yeah. Not to actually.
It was for medicinal purposes.
To help the parents get through the day. Oh, and they're walking towards the light. Oh, God.
Oh. I know, sadly fitting. Hey, look, he's doing a jig.
This is like an advertisement for the restaurant?
Yeah, I assume so. Be like an investment stinger too, you know?
Oh, boy.
A joint movement.
I know, that joint movement and the cleaning procedure, I bet, are going to be crazy style.
We're starting with the promo though.
All right. Oh, there's not going to be a next po reading this, so let me hit this.
Yeah.
Charles Brock. Hi, I just got aired officially as the computer supervisor for something Bunny Smiles restaurant, though.
I think unnamed?
Unnamed Bunny Smiles restaurant, though. I begin something
What?
with a few names myself. I've known these guys for a while. They're family. I've done some work for them along with something 4 years now. Something before Cyber Fam Tech. Getting to meet the Waltens and the Crankins has been super fun. Super excited to get to work. Future is bright, CB. That's probably that Charles character.
Yeah, that's the Charles character we have no info on.
Yeah. Yeah, Charles Brock right up here. Okay.
You know, I always misread it as.
What'd you say?
I always misread Buzu as Bozo.
Yeah.
Look at that.
He's just out enjoying the flowers.
Enjoying the sunshine. Nice patch of fun.
Oh.
The animatronics without their mask. Right?
This is one of the first mech models built by Cyberfun Tech to bring the magic of Bond's Burgers to life. Today, we'll take a journey through the magic of the showstoppers and how they were created. You might learn a thing or two about the quality of our company.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
It seems like we've seen how they got the beautiful phrase, eh? Oh, the family's here.
We never see that clown again. It's always Buzu, but not like that actual clown animatronic character.
These are the showstoppers.
Maybe
The face of
maybe
Bunny
Billy's
Smiles
always
Inc.
been kind of like
Concept
shut, you know?
Maybe what?
Maybe like Billy was like conceptualized, but it was never like out in the open. You know?
That would be interesting.
Art is a very vital part of any good design. So many different ideas to... The Bunny Smiles Incorporated art department was in charge of pitching up multiple designs for the characters and creating the designs we all know and love.
Out there, there's Billy.
What I find interesting is that there's this it's this whole company. They had so much going into it, and then it closed in a month.
Not even a month, in like 22 days.
Right. So it's like they put so much effort and years of like research and hiring people, and then just to close in a month. Within a month.
Yeah.
Just wild.
I wonder how much investor money they lost.
Probably
She's
thousands.
a brilliant artist with a huge passion for poetry and the theatrical, and has done numerous art pieces before becoming the lead artist in BSI. She's the one in charge of making the final designs that would later become the characters they are today.
I think I always had
So
a pretty
Rosemary
clear
made the
idea of
designs.
what each schedule looked like.
Yeah.
In my mind, the designs just made sense to me. I wanted to make them seem appealing to younger audience, while still being simple enough so they can be easy to remember.
Billy the Clown just reminds me of Billy the Puppet from Saw.
Yeah, it kind of does, huh?
Bunny
Any
Smiles
inspiration?
originally reached Cyberfront to make their blueprints for the animatronics. But we all got so invested in the idea that we decided to...
John Kramer actually just used to go to Bond Burgers and became very attached to Billy the clown and decided to name his puppet Billy.
It was like I really liked Billy the Clown when I was young, and I went to Don's Burgers. I went there one day, but then like when I tried to go back, it was just shut down for some reason.
I want to play a game, Felix. Your carelessness for human life has cost the lives of 2 innocent children, all because you couldn't stop drinking. So, I have suspended you above a tank of your own alcohol. Let's see how much you want to drink now.
I can actually see that happening.
Live or die. Make your choice. Hi, Helix! The trap is just a
Hello.
bottle dangled over a bear trap. Oh, and Jaquan! Hi, friends! Hi! Pleasure's Spawn shut down because Billy the Puppet and William Afton shut down the restaurant. Live or die. More like live or die. Man, chat's funnier than me sometimes.
I have a full partnership with BSI. I'm Susan Whitticks, the lead technical engineer of Bunny Smiles, designed and built animatronic models for Bond's Burgers. We had
Toxie, I feel like you sound like Susan a little bit.
Go.
We added a ton of features into the models. We managed to even make them have their ability to walk and interact with the audience.
Bad idea. They should never leave the stage.
I mean, one of them seems very excited. They're thinking a lot. One of them says Charles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the face, Charles has written.
Oh, God. Am I gonna have to... Okay, hang on. Let me turn my head upside down. Mr. Kraken, this is Norman. I'm something. Something. Puzzleweed. Bunny Smiles Inc. Something. Alright, I can't get this.
Yeah.
It's not we're standing in my chair upside down and gonna topple myself off of the chair from getting dizzy.
Yeah, be careful.
But that's crazy.
It doesn't help that the background noise too doesn't
Yeah,
help with
like
the
this
legibility.
part's impossible to read over the top of the face.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll
It
wait
did
for.
leave you
I would have hoped Nextpo would have done an update video or something, but.
probably waiting till it like ends more.
Oh, that's fair.
Here is where all the information and code is stored in the audio animatronics. How they can walk, sing, interact with the audience, etc.
Mr. Kraken, this is Norman. I'm sending you this letter on behalf of our deal between Bunny Smiles and Cyberfun staff, and most importantly, the well-being of Cyberfun staff. We've been getting a lot of complaints about a member of our staff going missing who was highly associated with you and your team. Susan Woodings has been missing for a week now, and here in Cyberfun Tech, we're working as hard as we can to try and manage to get in contact with her. Is there perhaps any detail you could hand us to help us locate our missing employee? It's going to be entirely honest with you, Mr. Kraken, and tell you that I have a lot of questions and suspicions about whatever is going on with your company. Whatever it is, it's making both your company and mine look bad in the public light. So, again, if there's anything that you can do to help us find Susan, write us back immediately. Thank you, Toxie.
How they managed to feel so lifelike to our audience. The console's also able to recognize specific people and places.
9 specific places.
Employee note. The BSI console console, the Bunny Smiles Incorporated parole officer, the boy groceries, Peel a lot morgue, upgrades a lot now. I bear thanks ambitions and importing concerts, and never expected to make in my life. Okay, so this is chicken scratch. Oh, Toxie's here with it already. The BSI console, the Bunny Smiles Incorporated console, allows the robots of Bond's Burgers feel a lot more lifelike and allow for a more fun and impressive experience. I think that this is an ambitious and innovating concept I would have never expected to make in my life. Season did not disappoint at all. Absolutely stunning and delicate work. Jack was fascinated, never seen anything like it. Felix was both amazed and scared. Okay. Thank you, Toxie.
Thank you. So those are notes of like the conceptualization.
Yeah.
Concept.
Like work notes.
Yeah. Look how happy he is.
Look at that! Yeah, happy little bunny, happy guy. Hang on. I just gotta check on something.
Yeah.
You all still okay back there? They're still on this stage. Are my animatronic friends still on the stage? They're still there, right? Yeah, they're there. Okay.
Yeah, I see them still there.
Okay. I have to make sure. We're good. Okay. I got my eye on them, though. I've got my eye on them. What is the Cyber Fun console? Walk around test? Oh, God.
Yeah, don't worry. It's working. First, we need to...
Is the console on?
Yes, Charles. I just told you.
Charles is here.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm just checking if everything's going as
I
planned.
know. Don't worry. This isn't the first test we need to do for the robots.
All right, great.
You're taking notes, right?
Yes. Yeah, I am.
No, he's not.
Right. Test 203. Movement.
Movement.
Oh.
Let me get the console working. Yeah. Alright. This is how
Charles kind of looks like Walten.
objects around the room. The animatronic is supposed to get to us without bumping it down near the tables, boxes, chairs, etc.
Sounds good to me. What happens if the robot falls or comes across any object?
Well, then we're just gonna have to test this out again until we get this right.
It'll be a long night then.
You said it.
Alright, so she's moving around pretty okay.
All right, everything seems fine so far.
Should the robot be so close to the table?
I don't think.
Idiot!
I told you to watch for the table, man.
Sorry. What's kind of funny though? Where's the wrench?
I'll check the drawer. I think Jack left.
The tape did not like mentioning Jack Walten.
Yeah. The facial track.
I didn't know Bond was a VTuber.
I know. I'm just a
That's
little.
why animatronics are the classic one.
They're the OG VTubers.
I'm gonna be totally honest with him. Knowing Felix, he's probably drinking somewhere in town.
Damn, Felix has a history of
Jack
drinking.
or Rose know?
Nope. I don't think Linda told him about it either.
Susan, we have to tell them. I think even Chris knows about the addiction.
Let's just focus on what.
Who are all these people? Chris? Linda?
Right.
Rose?
So, I'm checking my notes right now. What's up to do?
Well, Norman said we should start testing the facial tracking feature.
Norman? Who are these people?
That recognizes our faces.
Well, we checked
This is
out.
a bigger company than I ever thought.
Here, and the council recognized them.
Well, yeah, but we're going to do a secondary test because the console seems to have trouble detecting the faces.
Oh, the test we did with Sophie. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're testing Shaw right now.
Right. Okay. Yes. The move in for Shaw.
He's fine. Spending time with
Lindo went to Hurricane? Oh, Lindo is Felix's wife. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for the context. because I'm an idiot. Wait, why are they turning blue?
Me when I open VTube Studio.
Oh.
Yes, Susan.
Wait. Was that a facial reader? Did it just read that her face that was Susan Woodings?
Yeah, that's the facial recognition software they're testing.
Oh, I don't like that at all. You're blue
That seems
now?
very advanced.
Right? For the 70s? This is the stuff
It
that
just-
we're just getting now. Bond's
Wait,
Burgers was
so-
50 years ahead in technology.
So wait, that means if you think about it, remember in one of the instances where Bond was attacking someone and their eyes were going side to side?
Oh, yeah.
He was literally scanning.
Is Bond's Burgers like the first? No. They're not the blueprint for government surveillance, are they?
Oh, it didn't really work out. If you think about it. It got haunted by other spirits before it could be. That makes sense now.
Just so disturbing.
That's me when I relaunch VTube Studio Live Pro.
It's that NVIDIA tracker detecting what your face is. Charles Brook. Okay, that's his name.
Ah, great. Everything seems to be working properly.
Huh. So that means no more testing for today?
Yeah, right,
fair enough.
Charles.
Ah, sweet. I could really use a beer right now.
You and Felix both.
So I said, what were we talking about?
Oh no.
Yeah.
What was that? Whoa.
What was that about? There's someone like
So,
by the
okay.
door.
So that's like a week after the kids died. More,
Yeah.
give or take, a couple days extra than a week. Maybe Charles and Felix could be drinking buddies? Oh, God, I hope. We need to get Felix off the bottle, is what we need.
I mean, even Charles was like, "Hey, we need to let them know." Like he was like concerned because of Felix.
Yeah, they're all
And
concerned for
Susan,
Felix.
Susan was just like, "Nah, we gotta get work done."
Susan's like, bitch, shut up. I'm paid to care a certain amount of hours of the day, not anything more. Susan was base, and that's why she had to die first.
What does that mean?
That's what I heard, man.
He was drunk while driving the car?
Your voice, all right? Look, do you know what went down some weeks ago?
They didn't tell us?
It was private, Charles. Only the family were there.
Fuck. How's Jack holding up?
Haven't heard of him in a long while. I barely even see him at work.
You don't think Felix's story...
What the hell did this guy say? What did
Sorry?
Felix out here saying?
I think something else happened, man. Something worse.
I wonder.
Alright, so this restaurant layout, you've got Susan and Charles in the middle,
Yeah.
Banny up here, presumably unpossessed, Buzu over here.
Good old Buzu.
This looks like Rocket, who would be possessed at this point.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how Rocket got in the restaurant.
Yeah. How did Rocket get there?
I have no clue how Rocket got here.
Because Rocket was placed on top of the
Graves or
children's
something.
graves, right?
Yeah. Well, they joint possessed Rocket, so. But it's more so, how did Rocket get back to the restaurant? Anyway, so they're here in the center. A ghost or something here. Banny or Bond is here, and Shaw is down here. Okay.
I'm assuming that could be Billy. Because it's just it could be like
Oh,
a
you think
covered
Billy
up-
could be covered up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so it's an open floor plan. Presumably they're still testing movement. Okay.
Dawn?
Yes.
Molly and Ed?
Listen, I don't even want to think about it. Sitting with that freaking fucking doll in the room.
Okay, so they know that the freaking what's-his-face
Felix said it is.
Yeah,
Rocket was part of it.
Shit.
I don't even want to be involved in this shit anymore.
Alright, let's just...
Oh, so it was hidden. It wasn't put on top of there.
Okay.
Let's just check up on the other rooms for now. Still gotta check up on the games.
Okay, so they're leaving
Yes.
to check on the games. So now it's just the robots. Oh, Rocket's on the move.
There you go.
Yep. So Rocket's following them. Everyone else is just robots at this point. Rocket's moving around.
Not well. He's doing something to Buzu.
Oh God, what? Oh.
The facial recognition thing.
Face detect it?
Oh, yep.
Oh God, please don't say like Edward or something. Is that two? Oh, it's both of them. Oh my God. So Buzu detected both of them in Rocket.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy moly.
gross. I definitely never saw this video. I know it's made it look like I watched it, but okay.
Or it scared you so much you safetied it out.
Oh, this is not good. All right. But it says no faces detected, but also Ed and Molly you can see here.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oof.
Zoinks, maybe even Jinkies.
ESI technical support, audio log number 3. June 30th.
Right before the restaurant closed. Or actually, 3 days. This is the day of the first birthday party.
Yeah, it was titled the first.
So Rocket's still at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Who's that?
Why is the tone changing?
That's Jack, right?
Is it?
Going to Bond?
Is it a dead Jack going into Bond?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. I think that was Susan that came in, though.
What is this? Susan? Oh, this is probably where she dies.
Yes.
She grabs the wrench and then she goes to fix Bond's arm, which she noticed was wrong on the first party day.
Yeah, and inside that room is Rocket, Bond, and Manny.
And apparently Bond just got possessed right before this.
Wow. The timing was very, very bad.
There's Jack and Mary, or Rose on the wall. There's Rocket.
Yeah, and
God.
Felix.
Hello?
That's Charles right there.
This is all kinds of bad. This is a FNAF 4 box. She ends up in Van, right?
Yeah, and Vanny.
So we just saw her actually die. We had heard about it till this point, but there it is in live and in stereo.
It would. Like,
Oh
us
wait,
trying to
May
crack the
3rd?
music.
This is like when the kids die too. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is just an episode of death.
It's just like, here's the proof of what happened.
It's like you heard about it, but now watch it all happen. Oh god, let's just keep
Here's
going.
a visual representation of what happened.
Yeah,
These people.
so you no longer have to visualize it in your head. We'll just show it to you. God damn, that was kind of brutal.
That was really brutal with
She was
Susan.
just doing her job, and then she just got cut down.
Well,
I thought the kids died
that's-
before Susan. Yeah, it's non-linear storytelling. Non-linear storytelling. Because this is back now, like a month or two before Susan just died. God, this is brutal. This episode is brutal.
Yeah, that was a very brutal death.
Okay. That was just straight up like the robot fighting. Because not even in FNAF you see the robot straight up tear someone apart.
Yeah, that's true. You just usually just have them jump at you, and there you go.
Even
Or
in
it's
the
like
VHS
implied.
series, it's just implied. God damn. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, close my eyes. I'm just.
There you go.
By the way, hi Ainsley, welcome back. Sorry you came in at such an intense moment. So, is this after he just buried the kids?
Oh.
I wonder if that in the car was Jack going to Felix's house.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's
Jack
what I
going
think
to
it was.
Felix's.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it was.
Felix! Open up the fucking door!
Oh, we're gonna see Jack death then.
Does Felix kill Jack?
It's no one really knows yet, but I think it's implied that Felix killed him.
Hey, what's the deal, Felix? Come on, Wood. I told you 9 p.m. I told you 9 p.m. Please. I'm calling the school, and I'm not. Just tell me about.
I know you're here.
If this is some prank you're trying to pull, I don't find it funny, so please. Don't make me drive over there, Felix.
Felix, if you did anything to those kids, I'll fucking kill you. If you remember this door,
If he just didn't drive drunk, none of this would have happened.
I'll be honest, it wouldn't have happened if Jack told Felix to do that. To be honest.
No, let's not place the blame on Jack trusting his decades-old friend to pick up his kids from school. Let's place the blame on the drunk driver that killed the kids and buried them in the forest.
But is my thing is like
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame him, but it's more like the guy has years of alcoholism. You know?
God, I want to disagree with you, but that's a good point.
That's my point. Like it is the fault of Felix mainly because drunk driving, but this guy had trouble with alcoholism for years.
I would say top blame Felix, obviously.
Yes.
After that, the school for letting Felix get drunk and go
You know
home
what?
after
Yeah,
that.
it's insane. The school had a drinking
Yeah,
zone.
they had an adult zone for drinking. That's second, I think, at fault here. And then letting
Yes.
him drive home. Third would be Jack entrusting his kids with his long-term friend.
Yes.
That I feel like is the
I
order of
mean,
blame here.
yes. Agreed.
Okay. And here he is in a ditch at 9 a.m.
Ah, with Rocket.
with
Oh,
the
that's
Rocket.
Felix.
Yeah, with Rocket. Felix and Rocket. I think he buried the Rocket too. Yeah, him and Rocket were in a grave next to the kids.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ooh. What a rough image to see right there. Oh, he's taking it with him.
That would explain how it got to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Not if he throws it in a river, actually. This is the kind of stuff I experience in my nightmares.
Oh no. Stevie does it with Rocket though.
So he gets rid of the backpack and the shoes. I wonder if he can't bring himself to get rid of Rocket. Okay, so he tries to off himself, or he wants to. But he can't. Okay.
Yeah.
Coward.
But he, interestingly enough, he doesn't throw Rocket.
No, I bet he can't bring himself to. Which is probably good. That's what comes back to get him, I think.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know. Isn't he just missing right now?
Rocket or Felix?
Felix. No, not Rocket.
Felix at this point, at least the night of he was missing, I assume he comes back, and I'm sure we'll see Jack like confront him or something. So this is 3 days after that crash. So like May 7th or whatever.
3 days after the accident. I haven't been able to sleep since last week.
You don't deserve to.
I finally told him what happened. It was in my office. It was the longest hour of my life. The most painful conversation I've ever had. Pain in their eyes, the anger. They both hate me now. And I don't blame them.
No, really.
I have no idea what's going to happen to me now. My life, my business, everything. But the fact they're still buried down there, it haunts me every night. It's eating me up inside.
Oh no! It's so hard for me that I buried 2 kids in a shallow grave. It eats me up that I had to do that. Oh no!
Oh no. I think this might be. Remember, he talks about that he didn't use this thing since like the accident. I think he was referring to a shovel. So I'm gonna assume that he tries to exhume the bodies that he buried.
Oh, you think so?
That's what I think.
I could see it. Let's see how this goes.
Rosemary asked about the doll. I told her that they left it at school. That was a lie.
Everything this guy does is a lie.
However I go there, it is, and I can't get myself to get rid of it. It's like a constant reminder of this huge mistake, and how there's nothing I can do to make it better.
What's that in the window?
Background.
Oh,
the kid.
Oh,
And then Molly.
no, no shot.
Please make it stop.
No, you don't deserve it for it to stop.
I'm so sorry. Please. God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, deserved haunting right there.
July 1st now. So this would be after Susan has passed.
Yeah. My favorite Walten song.
There's Bond presumably killing Susan, or like, yeah.
Yeah.
Stopping her. Yep.
Rocket witnessed all that.
Oh, different color eyes. Up.
Yeah.
Quick. She's in here. I don't think we should. Oh, God. These poor kids.
That's Susan, I presume.
I can hear you, Susan. I'm here.
Where are you? Please, where am I?
Don't you worry. You're in safe hands, Susan. Welcome to Wonderland.
Hate it. Hate
Your new home. Isn't it beautiful?
There's that word again.
Beautiful.
Dead? No. Not yet, at least. Your heart is still beating, but your body is now functionless. Up there, you're slowly suffocating, but here, you're safe. The spirit doesn't pass on quite as fast as the body does. I would know. Oh, where are my manners?
Probably Jack Walten, right?
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Bond.
Oh.
And you're Susan. I've had my eye on you. I know you very well, my friend.
Is this Charles?
I know you like to fix things, isn't that right?
I kind of hate this.
Well, so do I. Wouldn't you like me to fix you? What are you talking about? Perhaps I could help you. Here, a gift. Take
I
a
wouldn't
look
open that.
inside.
Oh.
That is the new you. A wonderful gift that will eventually become your new body. Just like a beautiful butterfly bursting from a cocoon. You will be reborn. What does this mean? You don't have to listen to me. That is up to you. But what other choice do you have? A spirit can't survive without being tethered to a vessel. I know you're scared. I was too. But everything will be okay. Apologies for what I had to do to you. But look, the hard part is over with now. Besides, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Not the guy. So they tried to protect her, but failed.
God, okay. I don't even know how to begin unpacking that.
Well, the one thing we found out now is they have a fate worse than death.
I feel like whatever just happened here is worse than anything that ever happened in the FNAF series. Like, obviously, like, the give gifts, give life is basically what just happened here in FNAF, but, like, this representation of it is horrific.
It's a really rough one.
That was bad. All right, we've got one more. Lacrimosa.
Lacrimosa.
Hey! Is that something in Spanish?
I think that's more like Latin, maybe. Might be Latin.
God, let's just see. This one's only 7 minutes compared to the half hour of that last one.
Hopefully it isn't as rough as the other one, because that was rough.
That was hard. Hi, Effer. Thank you for the lurk.
Negative K, nothing further, just take candy on the corner. Alright, I go fire Alright, 10 point, 62, 1090.
Blair Hill. Alright, so this is like the day the kids died. Or like this is like a day later and they're like trudging the river.
Yeah, probably looking for the belongings of the kid, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's a backpack.
Probably. Cyberphone console again. It's Latin for weeping, hurt, tearful. Okay. Thank you, Toxie. The CD console is a data disk filled with all the vital information of the Bonds Burgers animatronics. The console contains the main patterns for the robots, movements, and interactions with the customers.
The Cyberfun Tech Console.
Oh, God damn it, I was going to tell us!
The vital information of the Bonds Burgers animatronics. The console contains the main patterns for the robots' movements and interactions with the customers. The console allows the animatronics to have advanced interactions with the audience. Most notable one being the walk-around feature, which allows the character to roam around the place. For safety protocols, the console allows the robot to visualize its surroundings. This avoids the character falling, bumping onto objects or even customers. This feature is called map tracking, and it works as a basic radar for the animatronic. The map tracking feature records audio for safety reasons. Once the console is removed from the mech, technicians are allowed to see the recording from the animatronic's perspective. If any console recording contains any error or faulty programming, please contact Charles Brooke.
I don't like that knocking sound.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, why start talking?
This feels like the last video, but creepier.
Yeah, not just
the facial tracking feature is the most advanced technology in Cyberfun Tech. This feature allows the robots to detect specific people in the audience, for example, the birthday boy. This allows for a much more magical and realistic experience from the family's perspective. A technician adds the profile of a person and lights it onto the console. The console then will detect said person's face through their defining facial features. This technology is still a little faulty and in testing phases, as the console can only detect a limited amount of combinations, which means a person could easily...
Hello. I'm calling to inform my colleague, or well, my friend, Susan, hasn't shown up in a few days. I contacted her family, and they say they also haven't heard from her. We're all really worried over here that something may have happened to her. Apparently she was here on the 30th, but I'm not sure. I called in sick that day. Please, if anyone has any information, call me. Please.
think that was more graphic than the last video.
Yeah, it's just getting worse.
Upside down.
Oh, God.
They're Spider-Manning.
Uh-oh.
Oh. That hand peeking out.
This is so disturbing.
Oh, is this the one game?
That's what I was saying. Is this the game where Ben couldn't get out and just kept getting trapped?
Looks like it. Yep.
I guess I just saw that happen in the bunker.
Oh, what the heck is that?
Thank you for the hydrate.
That's the TV.
There's that knocking again.
Oh, was that Bond?
We must go deep into the forest. Hurry, follow me.
What was that?
Oh, it was Bond.
What the hell was that?
I think that was Bond.
That is Bond.
Yeah, it's Bond.
I was not ready for it to end right there.
So that door is opening to like that little wheat like grass field that
Right.
they were in.
So, I don't know where that video is that we just watched. That's only in the Walten Files playlist, Lacrimosa.
Yeah. Wow.
What is this? Return of Pumpkin Rabbit. Official VHS.
I think that's their other series thing.
Yeah, this looks like something else.
Yeah. Ooh, Funhouse.
We're not touching that today.
I think that last one was already pretty brutal enough.
Yeah, I think that's where Walten Files ends off for now.
For now.
Now,
still too
I
much question.
will say those 2 videos we just watched, like the oh, excuse me, how to put this, the next po video is like 4 years old.
Yeah.
And that other video we just watched, those last 2 came out in the last year. So that's how much time takes between these Walten File episodes sometimes.
It does look like it uses a lot of stuff to be made. I'm genuinely impressed by.
It's a big project.
Yeah.
So is the grass field heaven and he cannot enter because he killed the kids? I have no idea what's going on. Honestly, me neither. I need someone to explain the later Walten Files episodes to me, like Nexpo did.
Oh, the return of the pumpkin rabbit is connected to the series, but isn't canon.
Okay, so it's just not worth looking into right now.
It's like a spin-off kind of thing.
Gotcha. I don't know how to analyze that.
I'm still kind of confused on who Bon would be. Because I still think it's Jack.
I feel like Bon is either Jack Walten or Charles. But Charles sounded like he was looking for Susan after she died.
Yeah.
Sorry,
because that phone
the
call.
fish game is broken at the moment, unfortunately. Sorry. Yeah, the phone call made it sound like he was looking for his friend.
So I think that scratches off Charles.
So I think that's Jack Walten and Bon.
Yeah, I think Jack is Bon.
God, that's... I don't have nearly anywhere near the words to describe this series.
Very, very interesting.
Very
and then
unnerving.
It's a lot of, it's a lot of work, and then the fact that they need to kind of keep up to their lore in order to make it actually connect.
It's tough.
Yeah, because the fact that like that video was like 4 years ago, and they recently brought up a thing that connects to all the other videos, it's tough. You got to remember like a lot of the details you put in.
Let me look up real quick if there's like any updates on the Walten Files.
By the creator. Oh, cat just jumped on my mouth.
It seems like there's a daily Walten update on Twitter.
Hey.
Last update though was August 18th. This, I don't know how much this is an actual. August 3rd, storyboarding a sad scene. I don't know how much this is actually connected. It's 64 posts.
Yeah, who knows? Sad scene though. Dang, it's gonna get even more sad.
Alright, so a year ago on r/the Walten Files, new Walten Files update, Martin also said that the reason episodes took so long was because of a test he had to take in his country, and it basically decided where he'd end up in life, and because it was so important to himself, he didn't want to feel bad for the wait. Episode 6 is super close to completion, so we are focusing on 5, and once episode 5 is completed, well, the last scene of episode 6, I think those last scenes of season 1 need to feel as climactic as good as possible, so I'm leaving them for last. So this was a year ago. Let me search that Twitter account, Smiles Bunny.
It's funny how they're finishing episode 6 before 5.
So the last thing from the Walten Files was September 19th. The Walten Files makeshift sale has ended. Okay, that's merch.
Oh.
There's really not much else here. There's not many posts here. Like, like we're talking September 19th, makeshift sale. April 19th was this image of Bon and Felix or someone in the subway. And then 2021, an ain't no raggedy house dress wearing, oldest dirt applesauce eating, old foggy gonna come up to my school and tell good bling what to do. So I don't get what else is happening.
Who knows then?
Yeah. So eventually we'll probably get more. But that last video, that Lacrimosa, that came out just in the last like month or two, I think.
So that has been recent.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that just brought more questions.
I bet there's a film theory.
A what theory?
Film theory? So we've got a 4 years ago film theory. 2 months ago, the Walten Files is back and creepier than ever. Do we want to watch a 20-minute film theory? Possibly dissecting what we just watched?
I'm cool with that, yeah.
Chat, you got it in you for one more video? You got it in you for one more Walten Files video?
Oh yeah, Mana, the videos were pretty good.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Frick yeah, I'm down. Alright. Yeah, okay. We'll watch the film theory, we'll do one more video. It's 20 minutes, and then legitimately I might end around there.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into Fire Emblem tonight.
Right after these like intense Walten videos.
Yeah, I kind of want to go like take a break. Give me a minute. I'm gonna tinkle real quick, so I can lock in.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. See, look, keep the people entertained.
Mm-hmm. Will do.
Alright, let's do it. Let's see what Matt Pat has to say. Or I guess it's not Matt Pat anymore, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Files are back. One of the scariest analog horror series we've ever covered has even more videos and even more mysteries, and we are finally digging into its newest release. And this story is so much darker than I ever expected. Hello internet, welcome to Film Theory, the show that just gets so frustrated when movies drop their trailers at like the worst times for us to cover them. Now if you didn't see, the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 dropped last Thursday.
I know, it's a great
I was
trailer.
finishing up this script and didn't have time to shift directions. But hey, we'll be diving into that analysis hopefully next week. And in the meantime, well, today we're finally jumping back into
Zeno,
the Walten
I can
Files,
agree. I'm
created
glad
by
he's enjoying what
animator
he's doing
Martin
now.
Walls. Not a bad substitute for FNAF, right? If you don't remember, and I don't blame you, it's been years since we covered this series, the Walten Files is all about some haunted animatronics with bodies stuffed into them in a Chuck E. Cheese inspired restaurant. Yes, this is wearing its FNAF influence on its sleeve, but unlike FNAF, the Walten Files was able to get much darker with how it treated its subject matter. This series doesn't pull any punches in both its imagery and how its characters react to it. The Walten Files centers on a burger restaurant called Bon's Burgers, founded by Jack Walten and Felix Kranken, with 5 animatronic characters: Bon Bunny, Boozoo, the Ringmaster, Shaw the Sheep, Billy the Clown, and Banny, another rabbit, don't question it. But of course, something goes terribly wrong in the restaurant, as there's a string of disappearances and deaths that eventually lead to it closing, being reopened years later, and of course, more deaths. We're seeing all of this through the eyes of our main character, Sophie Walten, last surviving member of the Walten family, who has repressed these dark memories but is still being chased by the monster that killed the other Waltens. All of the uploads in the series are actually tapes put together by a mysterious character named Anthony, as we see in the description of each YouTube video. And while previous entries hid story elements in unlisted videos and the comments section, this newest entry leaned into putting most of its terrifying elements directly in the video itself, as well as sprinkling hints across an ARG website and
way more
non-canon
direct
uploads on the channel. Honestly, the mystery here is dense, but I wouldn't have that any other way. The Walten Files has never been an easy nut to crack, and while I feel good about what we've put together here today, we're probably gonna need just a little bit more from the series before we can solve everything. But for now, dig your grave, loyal theorists. We're jumping back in to the Walten Files. So to start things off, just like the other videos in the series, the events of the Walten Files 4 are told out of order. We jump forward and backward in time, see scraps of info from various points in the timeline, and often don't know who exactly a character is supposed to be. So I'm gonna be doing my best to try to piece this together into as coherent a story as I can for you, but I really recommend that you go check out Martin's work to experience it firsthand. Like, for real, the horror just really lands. But what's the story being told here? Well, you can break it down into one of several storylines. Let's dig into them one by one. The first storyline we follow shows us the fates of Ed and Molly Walten. We open on the Brighton Community Schools spring party event of 1974, but the event has clearly ended, and Ed and Molly seek out Felix hoping to get a ride home. We know from earlier in the series that this would be a tragic, fatal mistake, but what exactly happens becomes far clearer here. For instance, we hear more about Felix's drinking problem. It's bad enough that his co-workers all seem to know about it.
I'm gonna be totally honest with him. Knowing Felix, he's probably drinking somewhere in town.
Tragically, as Felix drives them home, his intoxication causes them to crash through a metal railing, hit a tree, and kills the children instantly. Felix himself is injured, but survives. Later that night, at 12:23 a.m., we see Jack Walten arrive at Felix's house, concerned about his kids. He begins knocking on the doors and windows, desperately trying to get Felix to respond.
Felix, if you do anything to those kids, I'll kill you.
But Felix isn't at home. He's at the accident site and spent the night digging graves for the two kids. Curiously, he also dug a third hole, seemingly for himself, but doesn't do anything with it. He stares at the bloody rocket rabbit doll that Molly was carrying and eventually decides to get rid of the evidence. He carries the kid's bloody doll and backpack through the forest to a nearby cliff where he tosses the backpack over, hoping to get rid of it. However, as he considers throwing the rabbit over and falling himself, Felix can't bring himself to do it and instead returns home with the plush.
You know, if you're attacked by haunted animatronics, you're probably gonna need to see a specialist for that. And thankfully, these sort of specialists are easy to find thanks to ZocDoc, the sponsor of today's theory. So I just turned 32 in July.
Funny when you
let's
can
jump
kind
back
of
into
tell
the
when.
Walten Files.
I mean, I saw the speaker appear IRL, so.
Deeply.
I haven't been able to sleep since last week.
He finally tells the Waltens what happened about the accident, and the family holds a private funeral for the children, but their bodies are never recovered.
The fact they're still buried down there haunts me every night.
Understandably, the Waltens despise Felix now, and his life begins to disintegrate.
I have no idea what's gonna happen to me now. My life, my business, everything.
And this isn't the only thing haunting Felix now. When Rosemary Walten asks about the Rocket Bunny doll, Felix lies and says that the kids left it at school, but instead, he took it home, and it's in his house. But it isn't alone. We see a shot of the doll in Felix's house, and if you look closely at the glass window behind it, you can see two faces appear from the darkness, the spirits of Ed and Molly attached to the doll and haunting Felix, just like we theorized earlier in the series. And what's even creepier and much worse, the spirits knock on doors inside of Felix's house and call out to him. I don't know about you, but I would be freaking out if I heard this. Felix then opens the door but only finds the doll. Begging for this nightmare to stop, Felix eventually brings the doll into Bond's Burgers, at the very least just to get it out of his home. Creepy stuff, and thankfully, the second storyline we follow here is a little bit less terrifying. Well, mostly. Sprinkled throughout the video are tapes describing how the animatronic characters in the Showstoppers were designed and created. For example, we learn that Rosemary Walten, mother of Ed and Molly, whose soul is now trapped inside of Shaw the Sheep, originally designed the characters.
She's the one in charge of making the final designs that would later become the characters they are today.
We then jump to a technical test of a new feature of the animatronics, facial recognition. During this period, we hear two technicians talk about the technology, the Felix, and the tragedy surrounding Ed and Molly, and both of the technicians are actually characters we've heard of before, Susan and Charles. If you don't remember, Susan was a character we met earlier in the series, the main technician for the animatronics who was killed. Maybe, it's unclear. She should be dead, but might also still be alive in a weird undead way, and has somehow possessed Banny the bunny. Likewise, Charles is a character that has also been missing since around the time the restaurant shut down. This video gives us a bit more insight into the pair and a bit more information about how and why they vanished. Well, at least for Susan, but we'll get back to that in our third big storyline. Anyway, through Susan and Charles, we learn that the animatronics have a pretty advanced facial recognition system installed, which honestly is like pretty crazy for the 1970s.
That's
Like,
what I'm
that's
saying.
space age sci-fi technology
Nice.
framing these robots. But of course, this is a horror series, and if we introduce this new feature, we have to use it for a scare. We hear a conversation from Susan and Charles about the tragic deaths of Ed and Molly, and the two comment about how they don't believe Felix's story.
You don't think Felix's story lies, don't you?
Story? Nothing. I think something else happened, man. Something worse.
And they're incredibly uncomfortable that the bloody doll that Mary was carrying is now in the restaurant.
I don't even want to think about it. Living with that freaking doll in the room.
And honestly, it's for good reason. After the pair leave the room, the doll starts moving on its own, approaching one of the animatronics. The facial recognition software runs, detecting two faces, and though it originally can't identify them, it eventually settles on Ed and Molly. We also see two blue squares on the map of the restaurant here,
That
which I
I was
assume
curious
represents
about.
the two spirits.
Yeah.
Though they were represented by the color red in earlier videos, not sure why that changed. Anyway, the third big
Yeah, that's
storyline in this
true.
video involves the actual disappearance of Susan. Yeah, we actually finally see what happens here in part 4,
That's
but we're
brutal.
getting ahead of ourselves. At one point in the tape, we see some text burned into the screen. It's flipped, but when you orient it right, you can see that it's a letter addressed to Felix, concerned about the disappearance of Susan and questioning if Felix had any involvement in it. And though Felix is definitely shady and responsible for multiple deaths already, well, what happened to Susan is much, much worse. In another strange moment, we see a top-down view of the backstage of the restaurant, and a mysterious ghostly figure wanders onto the screen. We actually see this guy a couple other times in the video for like a split second, but this is our
Yeah.
clearest view of him so far. The spirit wanders over to the Bon animatronic and enters it, taking possession of it. It's clear that this is the spirit haunting Bon. We then see Susan enter the backstage area, and, well, the results are absolutely brutal. Like, I'm not sure we can show most of this on YouTube brutal. Susan searches for something in the backstage before she's ambushed by Bon. Bon breaks Susan's neck and disfigures her face, taking glee in his work before dragging her deeper into the darkness.
Yeah,
Later,
this is
we
like
see
a
Bon stuffing
remarkably happy
Susan's body
robot.
into the Banny suits, the whole thing witnessed
Yeah.
by the spirits of Ed and Molly.
It's
All of a
very
sudden,
good.
we cut to this strange scene, a field of grass with a white sky. If I were to guess, this is some sort of purgatory. We see the spirits of Molly and Ed arguing here, debating if they should help Susan, before Susan's spirit also enters the scene. Here, we also see the evil white spirit, who introduces himself only as Bon. Really confusing that the spirit who possesses the Bon animatronic is also named Bon, but they're like two different entities? But hey, you can't win them all.
Not
Anyway,
really, because
Bon
the
promises
spirit will
that
think
Susan...
himself as reborn as Bond, right?
That's kind of how I took it. Like the spirit just adopted that Bond identity and gave up
Yeah,
on their
that-
old life.
Like how Susan is Susan right now, but when she takes the deal with Bond, then she's gonna name herself Banny instead.
Right. Susan Paris honked up. I agree, Jovelyn. That part was tough to watch.
Don't die.
Don't you worry. You're in safe hands, Susan. Welcome to Wonderland.
Bon insists that Susan is still alive. Her heart is still somehow beating, which lines up with what we saw in previous entries. He also explains that he likes to fix things, just like Susan, and offers to fix Susan by forcing her into the Banny suit, which she seemingly accepts. This is how Susan came to possess that animatronic, her own eye looking out of Banny's eye socket. It's just dark stuff, man. After Susan and Bon leave, Ed and Molly reappear. They're clearly scared of Bon and decide that they need to wait just a little bit longer before they do, well, whatever it is they're gonna do. And with that, this installment of the Walten Files comes to a close. So, we got a lot of new information in this upload, and even with me taking all the storylines and laying them out pretty clearly, there are still some pretty big mysteries left for us to try to piece together. And the
That's
most
why I
obvious
question
one,
if it's
right off the
even the
bat,
dad.
what or who
What'd you say?
That's why I question if it's even the dad, Jack, because the kids are like really afraid.
That's true.
unless there's like backstory to why they're afraid, but I don't think it doesn't seem like it from what like all the all the info that was given. I think the dad was actually pretty good with them, so I don't know who it could be then if it isn't Jack, because
I have
they're
no clue.
they have so much fear for this like spirit dude called Bon.
The heck is this
That's
Bond
so tough.
spirit? Now, I wish I could come down here and just say that there is a definitive answer, but sadly, I can't. Frankly, we just don't have enough information to properly give an explanation. At first, I wondered if he might be some incarnation of Jack Walten. What exactly happened to Jack is still a pretty big loose end, one that we've been trying to figure out for years, and at first I thought that this episode might tell us a little bit more. See, in a section of the tape describing how the animatronics were designed, Jack's name is missing.
Rosemary Walten, loving wife of, is a brilliant artist.
Did you catch that? Despite being in the closed captions, Jack's name is completely left out of the audio, like it was cut. This was a deliberate decision, and I was wondering if this was somehow the tapes trying to erase Jack, or replace him with Bon, or something like that. A character who was terrified of what he had become with Bon and just trying to erase him from anything else in the story. Additionally, these tapes aren't actually the first time we've seen Bon, or at least this spiritual incarnation of Bon. No, that came from a website called Find Jack Walten from all the way back in 2021. Yeah, there's an ARG website because this is a classic analog horror series. Of course, there's an ARG website. Though it looks much different now. This website started as a sort of missing persons profile for Jack, and huge shoutouts to the fans maintaining the Walten Files wiki for preserving these older versions of the site. Anyway, the original version of the website was just a picture of Jack and a description of where he was last seen. But over time, it updated with new photos that just kept getting creepier and creepier. And then finally, on July 17th, 2023, a new image was found. A monochrome man wearing a black tie with the text, "The future starts now." Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, while this might have seemed like nothing to start with, slowly, the image started duplicating until it basically covered the entire screen. Elsewhere, text read, "Say my name." And then, "We haven't met before, have we? Pleasure to meet you. My name is..." And then finally, a white man with a black tie, and he says, "Bon." Exactly like he was introduced in the Walten Files 4.
Pleasure to meet you.
Big dislike.
That's a pretty big point in the Bon is Jack theory column. I mean, this was a website dedicated to Jack, but that just doesn't sit quite right with me for a few reasons. Honestly, mostly the same reasons that's been bothering us since the last time we covered the series. See, there's another character in the series called the Shadow Man who appears to be responsible for the death of Rosemary and stuffing her into Shaw the sheep. That's a very similar MO to how Bon killed Susan, so I think that these two characters are actually the same character. This connection between the Shadow Man and Bon is actually something Martin Walls got asked about directly, and his only answer was, "Good question." So I think that there's fire for all of that smoke. Anyway, it just doesn't really make sense to me that Jack would want to kill Rosemary, or that the ghosts of Ed and Molly would almost seem afraid of Bon in this upload if he were Jack. So I don't
That's what you were
think
saying,
that's
Sibo.
quite the case. No, instead, I actually see a lot more evidence connecting Bon to Felix. Not that they're necessarily the same person. I don't think there's enough to say that, but there's a lot connecting them. Mostly, it's because of the mysterious deaths and murders. All of the people who died are directly connected to Felix, or seem to question Felix's story about the deaths of Molly and Ed. Here, check this out. In the Walten Files 4, we hear that Felix confessed to Jack and Rosemary that Ed and Molly are dead.
I finally told him what happened. It was in my office. It was the longest hour of my life. The most painful conversation I've ever had. Pain in their eyes, the anger. They both hate me now. I have no idea what's going to happen to me now. My life, my business, everything.
Felix is confused about what to do next and worried about his future in the business if this information gets out. And what happens soon afterwards? Jack goes missing, leaving Felix...
Oh, I killed these kids. What's going to happen to my business?
Essentially, you know what? I can see Felix being Bon because Bon has stated that he likes fixing things, right? So
Did he?
Felix, I think Bon is a personality of Phoenix that is fixing his broken mental state, essentially. You know?
I feel like Felix is capitalism's final boss. I committed murders. What about my job?
Essentially, yeah.
Never let child murder get in the way of profit. for a job. Girl, I got just the spot for you.
But yeah, I think Bond can be like a personality. There we go. A personality that was created in Felix's broken state, and he was reborn. You know, because Bond is really fixated in rebirth.
And being beautiful.
Yes. But I think he got the beautiful part from like the slogan of cyber fun tech. Yeah, there we go.
Oh God, there's just not enough time left in this film theory.
Well, I mean, it does
take over and move.
What the hell was that?
The speed up.
If you hold that, wait, if I hold click on YouTube, does it fast forward?
Move the business.
Whoa!
Yeah. Hey,
we're
there
learning
you
a
go.
lot tonight. All right.
His future in the business if this information gets out. And what happens soon afterwards? Jack goes missing, leaving Felix open to eventually take over and move the business. Awfully convenient, isn't it? There's also the case with Susan and Charles, who speculate that there's more happening with Felix than he's letting on, and that his story about Ed and Molly isn't actually true.
You don't think Felix's story lies, don't you?
Story? I think something else happened, man. Something worse.
And again, they both disappear or die. In fact, other than Sophie, who absolutely is a target, the only person central to this story and the deaths of Ed and Molly that we get no indication has disappeared or has been killed is Felix. If Bond had some other reason to want to capture or kill or torture everyone involved with Bond's Burgers, either as an act of revenge for the deaths of Ed and Molly or something else entirely, then why is Felix, the co-founder who revived the restaurant after it closed the first time and the person directly responsible for those deaths, not targeted? That doesn't make any sense. I don't believe that we have enough information quite yet to really figure out why or how exactly Felix and Bond are working together, or even if they're doing so intentionally, but something is happening. And if I had to bet about where this story would go next, well, they'll both want to tie up that last loose end for Felix killings of the Walten kids, Sophie Walten. Yeah, as of the ending of the Walten Files 4, Sophie is the last member of the Walten family that's still alive or hasn't disappeared, but that doesn't mean she isn't a target. In the Walten Files 2, we hear a list of people that appear to be targets of the spirits.
Jack, Susan, Charles, Rosemary, Sophie.
As of right now, Sophie's the only person on that list who's still alive. And as we discussed in our last theory, Bond is using the game Bunny Farm to try to jog Sophie's memory and lure Sophie to her death. Plus, in the very first Walten Files episode, we know that the security guard Brian Stells was killed because Bond, quote, he thought I was her. Brian was wearing a uniform that Sophie also used to wear, but that becomes even more interesting when we know why this mix-up happened. If you listen really closely to a conversation between Susan and Charles in the Walten Files 4, we get this little tidbit of information.
But we're going to do a secondary test because the console seems to have trouble detecting the faces.
Oh, the test we did with Sophie.
That facial recognition technology, the one that's so good that it can detect the faces of ghosts like Molly and Ed, it couldn't read Sophie's face. Something about Sophie is different, and that's going to play a key role in where exactly this series goes in the future. Stick with me here. One of the additional videos that Martin Walls created and uploaded to the Walten Files channel is called The Return of the Pumpkin Rabbit, a continuation of another special video called The Mysterious House. Now, to be clear, Martin has gone on record saying that these videos are not specifically canon to the Walten Files universe, but I do believe we can use them to get a sense of where Martin's head is at and potentially see if he's testing ideas for the main canon story. So what happens in these specials? Well, if you don't remember The Mysterious House, this was a Halloween special where a group of trick-or-treaters are lured into a house so they can be murdered, and the people responsible share similarities to the showstopper animatronics. Seems oddly similar to the main story that we've laid out so far, doesn't it? And in The Return of the Pumpkin Rabbit, we see 4 kids enter another abandoned house, but this one is said to be the home of a group of serial killers called the Watermen. Of course, it turns out that this house is not abandoned, and 2 of the kids meet a gruesome fate at the hands of the killers. But this story does end on a somewhat lighter note when the main character Jay uses her lighter to set fire to the Watermen's photo book. This has photos of the victims inside and invigorates their bodies to rise up and fight back. They then kill
Lot
the
of,
watermen and
theming
end the
here,
nightmare
huh?
once and for all. Now again, I cannot stress enough that these videos are not canon, but there are still tons of similarities between what we're seeing here and what's in the actual Walten files. For example, the character Pumpkin Rabbit is not only voiced by the same actor who voices Bond, but he's also a serial killer who claws at the faces of their victims, just like Bond did to Susan. Additionally, Jay also uses her lighter to burn the photo album, which causes the downfall of the serial killers. And one of the only times we see Sophie in the Walten files has her holding a lighter, just like Jay. Just like the Pumpkin Rabbit is the stand-in for Bond in this special, Jay is the stand-in for Sophie. And that means that just like Jay helped turn the victims against the serial killers, Sophie's going to help the victims of Bond rise up to defeat him, to escape this hell that they're trapped in. And that is how the Walten files will end. Now, all we have to do is wait patiently for the next couple of episodes in the Walten files to answer all of our questions. In the meantime, maybe we'll do videos breaking down the spin-off minisodes like Hotline. Let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. But until then, remember that it's all
all right. So so there's a final little bow on this series here.
Yeah, I do believe there's key important information hidden through the memories of Sophie.
Sophie's definitely the key.
Yeah.
And if you remember, like, that whole, like, way back at the start of all this, right? With, the underground bunker?
Yes.
There is, like, the small key being so important.
Oh yeah, the small key to the third room, right?
Right. Or the room that had, like, the clown, whatever, that we never see anywhere else.
True.
I wonder if, like, Sophie represents that small key.
Yeah, actually, it makes sense. She, the small key opens to these places that you don't really see, and then she is symbolized by that key because she is the key to the information that we still haven't received.
It is. What I just kick? It is certainly an interesting series.
Very interesting. I want to see what they'll do next.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think we're going to be waiting for a while.
Yeah, but you know what? It's better that we wait a while so the quality still stays up, you know?
Yeah, it's better to have a higher quality product. But, man, that's gonna be interesting. This is my favorite long-term project on YouTube right now.
I can see why. It's really good.
But it's taking so long to get through.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the unfortunate part of like following passion projects, and especially if they're indie, because they have to literally go out of their way to make them.
And especially as what he said, like a year or so ago, he was doing, like, I assume some kind of like A-levels or whatever, like European fancy, this test decides your entire career, type things.
Yeah.
So I assume that's what he was up to, and so hopefully he'll have time, but he also seems like he's a student, so like, he gets them out when he can.
Hey, but at least maybe the makeshift thing that he posted would help out too.
Yeah, help fund stuff.
Yeah.
Chat, if you missed any part of that react over the last 3.5 hours, probably I'm not gonna get it up tomorrow, but Monday, look for it on YouTube. I'll have a video for the whole series that we just watched through. I'll edit out all like the extra like details, or like when I go to the bathroom and stuff, so it'll be more condensed.
Yeah.
But I'll have that up in a day or two, hopefully. God, it's such a good series. This was, I feel like, this was the right thing to watch today.
Yeah, it wasn't like too scary, but it had its like creepy moments, you know.
It fits for the spooky months. It's good. It was good to watch.
Yeah.
Bye, Mona.
Hi, Mana. Have fun with D&D.
I'm probably going soon too, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a very long series.
Yeah. The original plan was like an hour and a half react and then like Fire Emblem, and this ended up being like 3.5 hours. Because we started around 4:30.
Yeah, we did, huh?
Yeah.